Hello, YouTube. It's Shelter the Storer, and we're going to check out a Mugiwara no Goofy video about Kingdom Hearts. You don't know about me, is I can't escape from Kingdom Hearts. So grab your snackies, grab your bevvies, let me know what you're eating or drinking down below. Let's get to watching.
A little while ago, I was feeling down in the dumps, so I decided to revisit the Kingdom Hearts series, which is a heartwarming adventure fueled by nostalgia, a game that I haven't played in over a decade, maybe even longer. And so that's what I did. I made a Twitch and played through the first game with the intention of replaying the entire series, and what I realized was, Kingdom Hearts is hilarious. And I want to talk about that for a while because everything about this game is funny. And if you don't believe me, stick around as we go through the entire story of Kingdom Hearts. And so without further ado, let me introduce you to the main character of this adventure, Sora. A friendly, optimistic, happy-go-lucky shonen protagonist.
I'm sorry. I was stuck on Ursula in the first one for how long? Screaming about how it's a children's game and I was playing on easy and why couldn't I beat Ursula?
That loves adventure almost as much as he loves his friends. Sora lives on an island with his friends, Riku, an edgy Sasuke Dutragonist, and Kairi, our main character's best girl and childhood crush. So the game starts with all three of these kids just chilling on their home of Destiny Island, minding their own business. Sora has a dream where he's fighting a bunch of shadows and goes through a bunch of magic doors, and when he wakes up, this is when the player starts to get to know the world that they're in. So let's put ourselves in Sora's shoes, okay? We are on this
I know it's a skill issue. I played this game when it came out and I didn't have the amount of problems I had when I replayed it as an adult, like a few years ago. Like, why did I have so many problems? What the mess?
Island, and the only thing we want is to make it off this island with our friends and to see other worlds. This is also when you see that there's also a bunch of other kids on this island, all of whom look suspiciously like Final Fantasy characters. No idea what the implications of that are. Like,
and also named, if not exactly the same, very similar.
I don't know if these are the same Final Fantasy characters here on Destiny Island, just as children. Like if each of these people all grow up to eventually be the Final Fantasy characters that we know. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Sora is in the process of collecting a bunch of materials so that him, Riku, and Kairi can build a raft and sail the seas. He's like Luffy if Luffy was a sweet baby boy and not a clinically insane, unhinged crackhead. So the player starts running around this island of children, and this is when you realize why Sora wants to leave this island so bad, okay? And that is because it is boring as hell on this island. Like, they don't have Netflix, a basketball court, nothing. They just stand there staring at the ocean all day, and the only entertainment they have is beating each other up. The player gets to challenge every single other kid on the beach to a fight just to pass the time. The hardest of which being his best friend Riku. So right from the start, the game wants you to know Riku is the Sasuke, the Shadow the Hedgehog, the Vegeta. He is edgy, cool, and tall, and a wall that the player has to get over. And Riku is petty. Every time you lose, he updates the score like, haha, you lost again. Now the score is 3-0. Wow, Sora, you suck. So naturally, this heated me up. I was like, bitch, this is my story. I'm not...
Excuse me, motherfucker. I'm the main character, obviously, because I'm playing this game. So go fuck yourself and eat my wooden sword.
Losing to you, which is hilarious to me because I remember playing this game when I was a kid and I did not take this fight nearly as seriously as I did right now. Like when I was a kid, I'm pretty sure I lost to Riku once and then I was like, oh damn, he got something. And then I just kept doing the shit.
Yeah, stakes are different when you're a grown-ass adult and you're like, look at this little bitch. Look at this little child. Who the fuck does this child think he is? Square up, motherfucker.
That I was supposed to do on the island. I really had nothing to prove, but now that I have seen One Piece, I don't know. It's like Luffy was in my ear the whole time. Like, you just gonna let him punk you like that? You didn't hear no bell? Get back in there, man. I was on that island like it was Luffy versus Katakuri. Trying my best to relearn the combat mechanics, which is something we will get into later. Oh my God. But after 13 fights, I finally got the best of him and left the score as Sora 7 and Riku 6. And since I beat every other kid in the same day without a Gatorade or any bathroom breaks, I think it's safe to say that in the goofy Kingdom Hearts cinematic universe, Sora is definitively the strongest child on Destiny Islands. So after whooping all these badass little kids, I kept running around the island looking for the supplies we needed to build a raft so we could finally get off this damn island. Kairi tells me we need a bunch of mushrooms.
So we can go die at sea because like a bunch of children on a raft they built together by themselves, just launching it and going out to sea with like 3 fish and 2 mushrooms or some shit. you're gonna die at sea. That's the only thing that's gonna happen.
Mushrooms for some reason. So I go into Spooky Cave to look for those mushrooms, and that's when I see a drawing on a rock of Sora and Kairi. There's gonna be way more chances for me to talk about this later on, but I think this is the first time I started to remember. One of the reasons I like this game so much is because it so perfectly captures what it feels like being a kid and having a crush on a friend from across the street. Can anyone relate? Like, you know, you're in the 2nd grade, and right before you get on the school bus each day, you kind of feel excited to run into the girl next door and talk to her before you guys gotta go to class. That boy Sora is in love. But while I'm enjoying this sweet moment, I'm interrupted by a jump scare.
Whoa, who's there?
What the fuck?
I've come to see the door to this world.
Huh?
This world has been connected.
Happy for you.
What are you talking about?
Who the fuck is that? While Sora is thinking about Kairi and how much he's in love, a grown man in a trench coat appears behind him and just starts telling him riddles. And then he just disappears. I can't explain how much this made me laugh when I realized what just happened. Like, I don't even know who that was. Sora was just in a cave
You don't know
looking
who
for
that
mushrooms
was?
on this island full of only children.
I'm gonna assume if you guys are watching this, you guys have watched Kingdom Hearts or watched a playthrough of Kingdom Hearts, or you've played it yourself, or like maybe you read the manga. I don't know. I don't care. Maybe you watched me play it a few years ago before I was a VTuber. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna assume you know something about Kingdom Hearts. That guy was one of the 20 billion different fucking Ansems that exist. I have so many feelings about Kingdom Hearts. I swear to God, it did not have to be that complicated. It is like, okay, I'm off the rails. Okay, listen, okay, there is like a writer. I don't know who it is, but I have a feeling. Okay, I have feelings about this. I feel like there is a writer in Square Enix that is on like the Final Fantasy team, and they're like, you gotta quit making these convoluted, crazy ass storylines, okay? Like, we'll take some of the theming, we'll take some of the points from your storylines, and we'll put that in the game and the story, and that's fine. But like, you're going too off the rails, okay? You need to roll it back, all right? You just calm down a little bit, okay? If it's too confusing, people aren't gonna want to play it, all right? Like, it can be kind of confusing, that's fine, but, like, you are bonkers confusing, and you need to chill out, okay? And then Disney's like, hey, man, let's make a game together. And they're like, bonkers, dude, with the crazy-ass fucking story. Come in here. Disney contacted us. Come here. All right? Listen, Disney said yes to us, all right? So you can make it as bonkers as you want. However, you gotta wait, okay? It can only be a little bonkers at the beginning, okay? The first game can't be all that bonkers. It got to be semi-straightforward. You feel me? And it's like, okay. After the first one, balls to the balls bonkers. Unleash, like, we're not stopping you. Do whatever the fuck you want, okay? And the dude just did that. And they just let him. Because why does that game have to be so fucking convoluted? I don't understand. Like, what the hell? They were like, dude, just do whatever the fuck you want, all right? Like, and he was like, my time has come. And he like, why are there so many Ansems? Okay? And then some of them aren't even actually Ansem? Like, there's 3 versions of Sora, except like one of them isn't actually Sora, but it looks exactly like the other guy. That is Sora, but not Sora. And I'm just, oh my God. And like, I'm just saying, it didn't even have to be that fucking convoluted. Banger songs though, okay? Banger songs. None of us are arguing that, okay? But like, why? Just like, why does it have to be like that? It could have been really more straightforward than it was. Like, I'm just, all right.
And then there's a guy in a trench coat that starts telling him riddles, and then he just disappears? Like, what the hell? Call the police. Tell someone. This is a great time to mention the big reason that Sora is so funny is because this happens to him so often. People in trench coats appear out of nowhere, say some riddles, and then they disappear without explaining anything. And you as Sora are left to put the pieces together on your own. Like, no one explains anything, I promise. Like,
you know, now that he said that, actually, they hinted at Chain of Memories at the ending of Kingdom Hearts 1. Which is just, oh my God. Anyway, so like thinking about how like you're as an outside person looking in, there's just this kid going around hitting people with like a giant key, right? And just randomly like teenagers or adults show up. Like older teenagers and adults show up and like these cloaks and all this other stuff, say some cryptid shit and just leave. And like, that is, and then like Sora's like, oh, I guess I gotta go beat his ass, I guess. I'm like, what is happening? I mean, I guess, you know, after a while, he doesn't actually have like responsible adult supervision basically at all at any point in time in the game. So, you know, he's having his little shonen adventure or whatever.
All right, Sora, I've told you literally nothing. Get out there and save the world, you crazy 12-year-old. So Sora leaves, and he doesn't tell anybody about the strange man that he saw in the cave. He just keeps collecting materials to build the raft. He doesn't care, okay? He has got to get off this island. A new area of Destiny Islands opens up to the player, and that son of a bitch Riku challenges you to a race. And so I agreed, but when Riku beats me because he cheated, and like he absolutely cheated, the bridge that Sora runs on during the race breaks, and Riku purposefully doesn't go that way because he either knew it was gonna break or he was the one to rig it to break and hoe you in your race. There's no other way to interpret that. Riku is a cheater. But when he wins, Riku says, haha, I beat you, Sora. Now the score is 7-7. I said, bitch. But at this point, I had to get off this island. I was just like Sora seeing the Diddler Riddler in the cave. I was like, man, I don't give a damn. I gotta get out of here, okay? I am not racing you again. I was hot, but I was ready to have fun. And this island, quite frankly, if I'm being honest, not a lot of fun. I was not having fun yet. So I kept going, and eventually the raft is built and our trio agreed.
Other question. How did these children split these logs? How did they do that? How did they split these logs? Straight up. And also, they only have 3 boards. No, I'm sorry, 4 boards keeping the logs together. These children are going to die on the ocean.
Agree that the very next day they will set off and begin their adventure. So later that evening, Sora is lying in his bed thinking about Kairi, and suddenly he looks outside and sees a wicked storm. Sora gets worried that the storm is going to destroy the raft that they all built, and so he runs out to check on it.
Also, I'm so sorry. This is just going to be our life for the entirety. We're only 6 minutes into this. They have boats. Because they have a play island, which is where you play. Like, the entire time you're running around as Sora and you're in control of Sora, you're on, like, the play island. They don't live on the play island. They take boats from the home island to the play island. They have boats already. Why are they making a raft?
What?
Sora?
What? Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Guys, I lost it when this happened because Sora has parents? I don't remember this at all. So you're telling me this isn't an island full of orphans? Does that mean that they all have parents? I have so many questions now. So when Sora's outside, this is when a bunch of shadow creatures, the same shadow creatures from the dream that he had at the beginning, start attacking him. So now Sora's worried. He's like, damn, I gotta check on my friends and make sure that they're okay. So naturally, the first place that I wanted to check was the cave that we saw the Diddler Riddler. In my head, there was just no way he had nothing to do with this. Sora runs into the cave and finds Kairi, but she disintegrates in his arms. Sora's like, oh no, did the creepy old man in the trench coat do this to you? So he runs back outside and continues to search the island until he runs into Riku, who is standing by himself at the edge of the island staring into the darkness. You ever play a game with your friends and all of you are focused on completing the objective, and then you see your one friend just staring off in a complete opposite direction, staring at something that completely has nothing to do with everything that you guys are supposed to be doing? I've just seen that look in his eyes way too many times. I knew that Riku saw a shortcut and he's about to get everybody killed. So Sora asks Riku, hey,
so this shortcut, we should go this way. Bitch, that is how we all die. Like, we're not stepping off. It's like you're in the mountains and it's like there's a paved path and your friend is like, nah, man, you can see that there's like this little like animal path right here that cuts That is how you die in the woods, my guy. You don't step off the path, okay? You don't go onto another path that you think you see. That is how you die in the woods. You stay on the path.
What the hell are you doing? What's going on? And Riku's like, this is it, Sora. This is what we've been waiting for. And Sora's like, what? Riku says, we can go to other worlds now. Isn't this great, Sora? And so Sora's confused and a little scared because Riku is obviously going crazy. But what's sweet is when Riku reaches out his hand for Sora, Sora still reaches out to grab it so that they can leave the island together. Like, Sora doesn't know what's going on, but he knows he doesn't want to be alone. He is very codependent. Riku disappears into the darkness before Sora can reach him, though. And in his place is the giant shadow monster from Sora's dream at the beginning of the game. You have to fight this guy again, and when you win, the entire island is swallowed by darkness, and Sora is transported to another world. So, a lot to unpack here. First of all, what the hell were Sora's parents doing while he was fighting monsters right outside their house? Did his parents know that he was about to leave the island on a...
It wasn't right outside their house. They took a little boat to the play island that is off the main island. You don't really understand this. You see it kind of a little bit when he looks out the window to see, like, oh, there's a storm brewing, that there is another island, and that other island is the play island. But, like, well, I want to know, like, Riku, have you also been having dreams like that? Why do you know about whatever the fuck this is? Why are both you, like, why are you and Kairi here? Why did Kairi disappear? I got questions.
Raft made out of 4 boards, some mushrooms, and a piece of cloth. Are his parents even still alive? What happened to the other Final Fantasy characters? Did they get transported to Final Fantasy worlds where they'll grow up and be their own characters in their own games? Just so many questions that honestly changed how I viewed the beginning of this game. We don't have time to talk about any of that though, because we are rolling on with the plot. And now we're taking the point of view of our beloved party members, Donald Duck and Goofy the Dog. Now you might already know these two, but in this world they are more than just funny Disney characters. Donald and Goofy are the king's best friends and royal advisors. Goofy is apparently the head of the king's knights, and Donald is the head mage. The drama happening in the kingdom begins to unfold as Donald discovers that the king is missing. He rushes to tell Goofy, and that's when they embark on their journey to find him, as well as the Keyblade wielder, in order to save the worlds from the darkness currently engulfing them. So Donald and Goofy set off in their magic spaceship and begin to travel to other worlds. The first of which happens to be Traverse Town, which is the same place that Sora is. Speaking of Sora, he is woken up by Pluto, who's also a dog who, for some reason, doesn't have either the intelligence or rights as Goofy, who is also a dog. So it's either everyone treats him like a dog and forces him to wear a collar and walk on all fours, or he's just actually a little slow. I think either way, it's
don't think about
up,
it.
But whatever.
Stop
so Sora
thinking
starts
about
running around the city looking for his friends, and only his friends. Like, rest in peace, his parents, I guess. And I guess I'll just spoil it for you. We don't hear about Sora's parents for the rest of the game. I guess he really did not like them at all. While Sora is running around Traverse Town, he runs into Leon, and this guy looks like a buffoon. Why is he wearing so many belts? That is absurd.
Because that is Final Fantasy in a nutshell. This is Squall from Final Fantasy VIII, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, your question about, like, are these all of the Final Fantasy characters as children and then they grow up and go to... No. The answer is no. You know how I know that? Because of all of the characters from Final Fantasy VIII that are in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Because this is adult-ass Squall. Like, I'm pretty sure you can look up in the game, like, there's, like, Jiminy Cricket's, like, journal or whatever, you can look up, like, their little, like, profiles or whatever in the game. I'm pretty sure this like, Squall, quote unquote, this Leon is, like, a straight up fucking adult. And then later in, 2? You meet, Raijin, Fujin, and Cypher or whatever. And they're, like, annoying teenagers. Like, they are, like, I don't know, they might be like 15. I don't know how old they are, but they are significantly younger than like Leon. But they are like supposed to be in like Final Fantasy VIII canon. I think they're a year older than Leon. So like I'm like, so no, it is all random bullshit. They are not connected to the Final Fantasy games. They are just the Final Fantasy characters.
Sir, one belt is holding his pants up, and the other 3 is just... They're just there. I have no idea what he is wearing. L-Drip, you look stupid. Leon tells Sora that he is the Keyblade wielder, and then he starts trying to take the Keyblade from Sora, so a fight happens. I whooped Leon because he needed to be taught some manners. Like, bro, relax. Stupid. And Leon calms down after he realizes that he doesn't know how to fight better than a 12-year-old, and explains that the...
Also, you talking about Leon's extra belts. I need you to realize Sora's belt is a fashion statement only. It holds nothing up. You know how I know this? He's wearing a onesie. He's like his little like jumper thing that he's wearing a one piece with a little cropped jacket thing on top of it, okay? When I realized that, I hated everything. Like there's no reason for Sora to be wearing a belt other than the fact that it's a fashion statement.
Monsters we've been fighting are called Heartless, and only the Keyblade can destroy them. After Leon, we meet some more Final Fantasy characters like Sid, Yuffie,
And the zipper goes, I guess, all the way around. I don't know, but it's definitely going down to that crotch seam minimum. Like, look at it.
and Aerith. All of them are just chilling in Traverse Town because apparently this is the place that people come to when their worlds are eaten by darkness.
Also, I just realized that Yuffie has suspenders on just her shirt. That is what keeps her shirt up, is like suspenders.
I had so many questions regarding these famous Final Fantasy characters, but we already know the game isn't going to engage with any of it, okay? We should just be glad that they're here. But the Heartless are here in Traverse Town too, so Sora starts fighting them as often as he can, because apparently he's the only one that can destroy them because he has the Keyblade. And this is the part of the game where I started to get well and truly frustrated, because Leon gives you such little information. He gives you even less information than the Diddler in the cave. That guy just told you riddles. So I don't know why Leon couldn't have told me a little bit more information. He doesn't tell me anything. He tells me, yeah, you're the Keyblade wielder, the Heartless are here, you gotta go kill them, so get out there. And it's like, where am I supposed to go? I'm just running around this city. There's no objective markers, no nothing. You just gotta go to specific areas to make the game progress. You'll randomly go down an alley and then a cutscene will happen, and that's gonna trigger the next stage and where you are.
You are used to more current games. That is your problem. This is the type of game this came out. You have to explore by yourself. You have to go out and explore shit. It's not going to hold your hand or tell you where to go. You have to just experience the game. You have to go out and you have to do shit.
It just set me free with a Keyblade and said, go get him, Tiger. I was so confused, and I was running around everywhere, backtracking and doing so much things. Like, truly, if it was not for my Twitch chat, I would not have been able to come out of this entire experience with my sanity intact. People like Dilly Dork, Too Much BS, AC, Loftwing, you guys came in clutch so often. Now, at the same time, Donald and Goofy are walking around looking for the king until eventually everyone runs into each other in the town square. And that's when a bunch of Heartless show up and surround them. With no time to introduce themselves, Sora, Donald, and Goofy party up for the first time and start fighting the Heartless together, until a big-ass Heartless shows up and we get thrusted into a boss fight in Traverse Town. This is when I should explain the combat of this game, and it is...
Bam.
Jasmine!
I'm about to crash out.
Aladdin,
what are you taking a leisurely stroll while I get my ass beat by this wizard? Aladdin, if you don't get in there and help me fight this immortal wizard, I swear to God, I'm gonna strangle you to death in this tomb. Ooh, Aladdin! No, because I don't even want to wake the fuck up. Come on, god damn.
I hate this stupid game.
This is also my experience playing it as an adult. I keep saying an adult. I don't even remember. It was... Oh my God, when did I play it? I don't even remember when I played it, when I replayed it. It was like around 2020. It had to have been, because I think that's when I started streaming again. But like, oh my God, I was losing it. I was losing it so bad. Like, I finally beat the game, and then I went to like Chain of Memories, because I tried to play all the games before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. I finally got to, oh, it actually might have been before? When did Kingdom Hearts 3 come out? It was before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. I don't remember what year that was. I actively, Goddess of Lemons, well, thank you for the lemon. Thank you for the follow as well. Came out in 2019. So okay, so it was like early 2019, I think, is when I started playing these games again. Dead ass. Like, okay, I played the first one. I was frustrated as hell, like, whatever. I started playing Chain of Memories, and I just got severely depressed. I was like, I'm not having fun. Like, I'm not enjoying myself. And so, like, I stopped playing it. I was like, I'm sorry, I just beat 1, and it's basically making me rehash 1, and I'm not having fun. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not going to play Chain of Memories. Like, I can't get through it. I have to at least take a break. I took a break from playing any Kingdom Hearts games. And then I came back after like a while. I came back to play 2 and I still had that vibe of like, it's empty. Like, I'm not having fun. I remember beating this like a long time ago when it came out, but like, I'm not having a good time. These games can be so frustrating. Like, I understand that everyone's like, these are so fun. These were so good. I have great memories of Kingdom Hearts. If I'd never played Kingdom Hearts and you were like, here's Kingdom Hearts, go play it, I would be like, what the fuck? Like, it's so frustrating.
It is so dumb. It is so dumb.
Yep.
Oh my God,
Maybe I'm biased because the sequel to this game is objectively one of the greatest games to exist. But the three of us eventually get past the first boss fight, and so now that Sora, Donald, and Goofy can properly meet, they tell Sora that they're looking for the king of their world, and that they should all travel together to find their friends and defeat the Heartless. Sora, once again, is severely codependent. He does not care who it is, he just does not want to do anything or go anywhere alone.
He's like 12. I mean, he might be like 14. I don't remember how old he is. He's a kid, though. I also would not want to go off and, like, defeat the power of darkness by myself.
Three heroes join forces and they all hop in their magic spaceship and start heading to the next world. Their adventure has officially begun. And so now that the adventure has begun, I think we should talk about how we go from world to world, but only in this section. This is the only thing I'm gonna say about the magic spaceship that they travel in the game, and I hate it. I hate the gummy ship in Kingdom Hearts. Now, I know they were testing something that would eventually become way cooler or at least less frustrating in later games, but the gummy ship is terrible. The controls suck. Building your ship sucks. Like, I actually couldn't even figure it out. I had my entire chat helping me, and I could not, for the life of me, figure out. I was deleting things from my ship, ending up messing up every single time. And if you heard that and you go, oh, well, Mugi, of course you couldn't figure it out, you're stupid. And very true, very true. But there was one time where I got up from my stream and left my severely underleveled gummy ship to float aimlessly into the void, only to return to discover that I had made it to the world I was flying to, which is hilarious. I would say that if I can get up from the game, go get some snacks, use the bathroom, and come back to that segment of the game over, then I don't think it's a controversial thing to say that that part of the game is unnecessary. They should have kept the concept and worked on it a lot more and unveiled it on Kingdom Hearts 2, because seriously, flying in this stupid thing for...
Okay, but Kingdom Hearts 2, my issue with Kingdom Hearts 2, I have a few. I know a lot of people love Kingdom Hearts 2. I know it is beloved. That is totally fine. The sound design in Kingdom Hearts 2 is wonky in some places, and very specifically kind of in the Gumi ship sections. Like, the sound design is not impactful. Like it's missing things. It's weird. And I don't know if it was like that in the original one. I played the story thus far, which I think is for the PlayStation 3. Either for the PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4. I don't remember. But the story thus far, I was playing it off that, which is like the 2.8, like the upgraded versions of all the games, like that kind of, like Final Remix, all that kind of shit, right? So I don't know if it was the same in the original release, or original American release, I should say, of Kingdom Hearts 2, but in the one for the story to this far, the sound design is really weird and like lacking in a lot of places. And in the Gumi ship, like, you'll have like big explosions supposed to be happening, or you'll have like this big crazy looking pirate ship that you're fighting. But then you just have this little upbeat music going on that's just on a loop, and like the explosion, like you don't really have explosions or cannon. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It is not impactful. And I'm just like, what? That seems so weird. I don't know.
The whole game was making me crash out more than Donald on the Monkey Planet. Anyway, the first world that we get to is Alice in Wonderland. She is in prison and everyone's real small. Sora still doesn't know what's going on, but he knows he wants to help her. He wants to get her out of prison. Sora can't explain it, but he just knows that she is innocent. And from here, we run around collecting evidence of her innocence while a cat keeps appearing out of thin air to give us more riddles before he disappears. This doesn't deter Sora from helping Alice, though, because every world that they get to as they look for Riku, Kairi, and the King, Sora, Donald, and Goofy cannot help but get involved and help whoever they come across. So eventually we get all the evidence.
Getting so fucking lost in this world because it's like the first one you come across, and I got turned around really bad.
We need to get Alice free, and at the end of the level, there's another heartless boss fight. Not too much to say about this world. I was a little bit confused as to where I was supposed to be going in order to complete the objectives, but thanks to the best chat in the entire world, we managed to make it out just fine. So everything is wrapped up in Alice in Wonderland's world, and of course, the King, Riku, and Kairi were not there, so we got to keep going and travel to another world. And the next.
Okay, you're not even gonna talk about this. The first time I played Kingdom Hearts, child me, all right? This is also my first PlayStation game. I got a PlayStation 2 and Kingdom Hearts for like Christmas, all right? I had an NES before this, okay? So new world for me, video game wise. All right? So like, I remember getting absolutely stuck in Alice in Wonderland. Like, I was like, how do I leave? I beat the boss. How do I leave? I don't understand. How do I leave? I was so confused. I was like, I had to have missed something. I re-fucking started. I restarted because I couldn't figure out how to leave. And it was literally just sometimes some save points are how you leave. But I was lost on like not knowing how to leave for like a while, to the point that I replayed the level to try to figure out how to leave. Maybe I was just stupid as a kid. I might have just like, I think they might explain that really early on in that level or something, and I just forgot about it by the time I got there or something. But it's just like, why can't I go somewhere else? What did I miss?
Next one that we get to is actually Tarzan's world, which me and Donald have affectionately called the monkey world. And it's hilarious because as soon as we pull up to Tarzan's world, Donald crashes out immediately. He's like, there's no way the king would be in this dirty swamp planet. Let's just keep going. He's so passionate about it, he literally takes the wheel from Sora as he's driving to try to get us to go somewhere else. This causes the ship to crash on Tarzan's
Donald.
world, and it really sounds like Donald had some hate in his heart when he was saying that too. Like, he really did not want to go to this monkey world. And at first I was like, Donald, chill out. And little did I know, Donald was right the whole time. This planet sucks. As soon as we get there, Sora is separated from Donald and Goofy because of the crash, and so he investigates this big old treehouse in the sky. And I don't know who built this raggedy old treehouse, but it was entirely unnecessary to.
Tarzan's parents. What do you mean? Why are you playing this game if you don't know Disney movies?
Build it this high up. Like, that's gotta be a safety violation or something. But Sora's investigating the place, and that's when Rob Lucci jumps out of nowhere and starts trying to fight Sora. So Sora's like, fuck you, Robert. And then he whoops Rob Lucci and makes the pussycat run away. This is when Tarzan shows up and tells Sora.
There's going to be a lot of One Piece references, by the way. Like, if he references something and you're like, I don't know who that is, it's a One Piece reference.
Sora in his broken English monkey language that his friends might actually be on this world, which I know Sora doesn't have any leads, but I don't know. Maybe don't just blindly listen to the naked homeless man asking you to go further into the forest, Sora. Eventually, Sora meets back up with Donald and Goofy. Tarzan introduces them to Jane, a human woman who for some reason has romantic tension with this Neanderthal. We also meet the main bad guy of Monkey World, and I think his name is Clayton. Whatever his name is,
His name is Mugiwara. No, Goofy. His name is Mugiwara. That is also a One Piece reference. That's what everyone calls Luffy, because he's Straw Hat Luffy. It's Mugiwara. No, I forget the other word, but it's not Goofy. But like, they call him Mugiwara. So
obviously evil, it's funny and frustrating. He's literally just walking around talking about how much he can't wait to shoot a gorilla. Like, get this maniac out of here. Now from here on, things get really confusing because again, no one tells Sora anything. They just keep sending him on fetch quests and talking about their dreams and goals. The whole time he's a 12-year-old kid. He doesn't care. He's just too nice to tell you that. Also, the whole time we're running around this place,
Right.
Rob Lucci keeps jumping out of the bamboo to challenge us to another fight. I started to think this was Rob Lucci for real, the way we kept beating his ass only for him to come back fully confident that he wasn't going to get his ass beat again. Eventually, Clayton gets tired of pretending that he isn't evil and he just starts shooting gorillas. So Sora and the others go to beat him up before he can hurt Tarzan's family. And this is when the worst part of the entire game happens. We go to confront Clayton and he reveals that he has joined forces with the Heartless. So now as the fight begins, he's riding an invisible Heartless chameleon while he constantly fires his shotgun at you. Now mind you, This is still very early in the game. I didn't have hardly any magic. I couldn't block. I didn't even know how much health he had because the skill scan, I hadn't learned that yet. I was like level 4 or something. But come to find out, both Clayton and the Chameleon each have a health bar and they can attack you separately. Both of them. One of them is invisible and the other one has a gun. I was so pissed. Add in the fact that the camera is just completely unreliable and how just turning it around can make you dizzy. You can understand why this was easily the worst part of the game for me. I don't know how long we fought that asshole and his chameleon, but I was so angry. Like, this is insane. So I'm trying to figure out a strategy. I'm talking with my chat to try to figure out what the next thing I should do is. And that's when Donald pulls out a gun. He's like, all right, that's enough. I said,
we can only fucking hope. We can only wish that Donald pulls out a fucking... Donald is apparently the most cracked, like, white mage in the history of Final Fantasy or what the fuck ever. I don't know. And yet... that little duck does not pull up when you need him to.
whoa! Donald was like, I'm sick of this shit. It's the second level of the game. He's cheating. I'm about to crash out. Goofy was like, Donald, relax. I know it's frustrating, but this isn't the way. I said, no, that Goofy, he got a stick and we got a stick. Donald, shoot his ass. So Donald empties a clip in Clayton and then he pulls out another gun and empties that clip into the chameleon. And me and Goofy were like, what the fuck? You could have just reloaded. Why do you have 2 guns, Donald? But just like that, it...
No. You might as well go Reaper and just like, I don't reload, I just pull out new guns.
It is over. It is finally over. Donald crashed out and saved the entire stream that day. I was just so happy to finally leave the monkey world. Oh my God. Something else that's funny, because Donald was the one that saves the day, he becomes a local hero in Tarzan's world. So now every monkey in that forest knows Donald Duck is the gorilla avenger. One of the lady gorillas even falls in love with Donald after he saves the day, and she tries to arrange a marriage between the two of them, but Donald is like, get your hands off me, you damn dirty monkey. But anyway, we're finally out of the monkey world, and that's when we can continue our adventure, and we're headed to a place that I had some fond memories of. I didn't remember.
I feel like he got a little bit craze during the Tarzan world. Deep Jungle? I think he lost it during Deep Jungle.
Remember that sucking? I don't remember anything sucking as bad as the Monkey Planet. But in my head, the Coliseum and Hercules' world, it's always been a fun time. So Sora, Donald, and Goofy stop by.
I don't know. I never really... Olympus was not my favorite. I would rather have, like, I'm lost as fuck, I don't know what's going on, but, like, there's kind of, like, you know, I'm exploring or whatever, than, like, the Olympus world. That's just me personally. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree, and that is totally fine. That is totally fine. It just, like, Olympus was, like, really small, right? Because it was, like, only, like, there were, like, 3 rooms, quote-unquote, room maps, whatever, and I was just, like, I know I was getting lost in the other ones, but, like, I don't know.
Coliseum on Mount Olympus, and that's when we meet Danny DeVito, who makes us compete in the World Martial Arts Tournament, and there's a bunch of Heartless fighting in each match for some reason. That is until Cloud shows up out of nowhere. After I whoop Cloud, Cerberus, the Hound of Hell, shows up and tries to fight us. And this is when Hercules finally decides to show himself. I was like, bro, where the hell have you been? He's only there for a couple of seconds, though, because as it turns out, I gotta fight Cerberus for some reason. Me, a literal 12-year-old that Danny DeVito was just making fun of for not being strong enough to be a real hero. They leave me to fight the Hound of Hell. But I send Cerberus back to hell, and Hercules and Danny DeVito tell me thanks and send me on my way to the next world. But before we go, we run into Cloud again, and we get to ask him why he was fighting for Hades in the tournament anyway. That's right, I completely skipped over Hades. Hades is in this game, and apparently voiced by James Woods for real. This is...
Yeah, so James Wood has this thing where, like, he wants to voice Hades. That is a sentence, period. Like, he wants to voice Hades. I think he does agreements. And by agreements, I think I don't know if he's just like, I will, like, do it at, like, a discount or whatever. He just wants to be the voice of Hades forever. Like, that is his, like, favorite role, that he just wants to be Hades. If there's an option for him to voice Hades, he wants to do it. So, like, which means James Woods winds up in a lot of things, like Kingdom Hearts. There's, like, House of Mouse cartoons. There's, like, different cartoons that James Woods just kind of appears in as Hades, because Hades is a character in there. He does it for scale every time. Yeah, so, like, he'll scale his pricing or whatever.
Something I learned while playing this game on stream, because apparently it sounded an awful lot like James Woods. I kept asking, and That's when I learned that that's just James Woods. But anyway, yeah, Hades was in this world too, and Cloud was actually fighting for him in the tournament. And so when we see Cloud on our way out of the Coliseum to leave to the next world, that's when we ask Cloud why he was fighting for Hades in the first place.
I'm looking for someone. Hades promised to help.
Here's a thought.
I tried to exploit the power of darkness, but it backfired.
Thank you for the follow, call me DJ. Here's a thought, my dude. I'm going to other worlds. I'm not just here in Olympus. So if you are looking for someone, you could tell me their name and I can come back here and let you know. Probably, if I don't die. But, you know, probably.
I fell into darkness, and I couldn't find the light.
You'll find it. I'm searching too.
The wind, though.
For your light? Don't lose sight of it.
Nope, thanks.
How about a rematch sometime? Fair and square, no dark powers involved.
I think I'll pass.
Oh my god.
So that was really nice.
Also, can I just say, entirely off the subject, you know, they're like, all of the Disney movies are being remade into like live action slowly but surely. If the live action Hercules does not have the same like vibes as animated Hercules, I'm not going to go see it. I'm just not going to go see it. If it doesn't have the same kind of vibes, if it doesn't have that crazy mishmash, I'm not going to go see it.
really like Cloud. I really like Final Fantasy
Hey, Rob.
VII. And that scene just made me feel good. What can I say? I'm a simple man. So we go to head out, but to get to the next constellation of worlds, we need to upgrade our gummy ship. The only way to do that is to head back to Traverse Town and talk to Sid, who tells us we need to talk to Merlin, who is a wizard that lives in the sewer? Hello? So many questions. Like, imagine if in the real world, before you need to go on a long drive, you go to get your oil changed. And then the mechanic tells you that you need to go into the sewer to find a wizard. And that's the only way you get your oil changed. I'd be like, what the why? Like, if I was Sora, I'd be like, okay, I don't know who Merlin, the sewer wizard, is, but I don't think that guy is who he says he is. That's not even to mention the fact that the world-famous pilot and mechanic of Final Fantasy VII needs me to go into the sewer and find a wizard so that he can fix my ship. Sid, I know you weren't going into the sewer looking for wizards in Final Fantasy VII, okay? I played the entire game. That never happened once. There is not a single sewer wizard in the entirety of Final Fantasy VII, Sid. Stop acting like this is normal. Don't send the 12-year-old boy into the sewer looking for wizards. So
also, there's a lot of stuff that's just kind of like sus in this game. Looking at it outside perspective, like, all right, kid, go to the sewer, find a wizard, find an old man wizard. What? That's stranger danger. You at least run a business. I could tell because I'm in your store. What do you mean?
Anyway,
no
Merlin and Sid fix our ship, and then we go visit all the other Final Fantasy characters at a safe house. And this is when we get some Maleficent lore from Aerith, Leon, and Sid, and they explain how Maleficent is the reason they lost their world. Then we get some exposition about Ansem and how important he is in the story, and it is hilarious. They're dropping all of this on this 12-year-old that does not give a shit at all. Sora is just like, Maleficent, that's okay. She's a witch? Cool. I don't.
He's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just looking for my friends. If I need to beat the ass of somebody, just point. All right? I don't need all this explanation. I'm absorbing none of it. Which is kind of a mood. I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't care at all. I'm just trying to find my friends. And the funniest thing is, while they're explaining all this, Maleficent is just outside the window with Riku, like literally right outside. If Sora would have turned around or used his peripheral vision.
Or like if Goofy just glanced up a little bit, because like Goofy's pointed toward the window. I'm just saying.
Like at all. Hell, if Goofy would have just looked slightly to the left, you would have seen an evil witch standing right next to the moody teenager that she was grooming. We beat up some more Heartless, and that's when the same boss that we fought at the beginning of Traverse Town the first time shows up, and this time he has a second phase. He's way harder. Well, not harder, just more confusing. And that's when we finally seal the keyhole in Traverse Town, which means there shouldn't be any more Heartless in this whole damn world. This is when Riku shows up casually out of nowhere. Sora's like, whoa, dude, we've been looking for you everywhere. He seems fine though, but when he sees Sora Sora hanging out with 2 new friends and Donald and Goofy, he decides to Irish goodbye without another word. With our ship fixed, we are off to the next world.
And then you just kind of go, guess I'll see him later. And you just go to another, like, that was not as alarming and or upsetting as it would have been for me. Personally. Like, oh my God, finally I found you. Oh my God. And then if they just disappeared, I'd be like, I wasn't crazy. I saw him. Where is he? We have to find them. He's here. I know he's here because I just saw him. Where did he go?
It's gonna be Agrabah. And we open on a scene with the witch Maleficent and Jafar from Aladdin. So Maleficent and Jafar reveal that they're looking for Princess Jasmine because they are kidnapping each of the 7 princesses of Heart from all of the other Disney worlds. Before I have time to process any of that though, Heartless jump us immediately. Like, you don't understand. Usually there's a cutscene, some text bubbles, just something to establish Sora and the gang's point of view. Not this time. We don't even know what we're supposed to be doing. We haven't met anyone. We're just running around the streets of Agrabah fighting the Heartless. It's insane. We finally run into Jasmine though, and she tells us that she's the princess and she's running from Jafar, the evil bastard that deposed her father and is trying to capture her. So Jafar shows up and Sora believes Jasmine immediately because Jafar looks evil as hell. Jasmine
Yeah, like, you look evil. I agree.
and Jafar get away from Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and that's when I finally make it to Aladdin's house to see if I can get some dialogue that connects the story even just a little bit. I get to Aladdin's house and his roommate is there and he tries to sell me some items like, what's up, bro? What you need? I got Flintstones gummies if you need them. I run back out into the streets of Agrabah and keep fighting Heartless.
The kind with, like, what, vitamin C in it?
Until I eventually reach the desert just outside the village. And it's
Also, okay, I'm sorry. Flintstones vitamins, they now have, like, the gummy version. Why? I mean, is it just my opinion? I don't want the gummy version of Flintstone vitamins. I want the little hard ones. Like, is that just me? I don't know.
there that we meet a magic carpet. Still no idea what we are supposed to be doing here, mind you. But fuck it, we befriended a princess and a magic carpet. The magic carpet takes us to Aladdin and his pet monkey, who are both about to drown in quicksand. We beat up a bunch of Heartless and go to save Aladdin, and he summons Robin Williams to help us. So we beat up the rest of the Heartless, and after that, Robin Williams and the magic carpet get us out of the quicksand. So we all finally meet Aladdin, and he immediately tells us that he has a crush on Princess Jasmine. Like, you almost died cold and alone in the middle of the desert, buddy. Maybe just take a minute. Sora, being the viciously codependent person that he is, though, sympathizes with Aladdin, and he tells him that Jasmine is actually in trouble. So they all rush back into the city to help her. They find Jasmine just before Jafar takes her hostage, and this is when Gilbert Gottfried takes Robin Williams' lamp from Aladdin, which apparently means that now Genie works for Jafar. I have no idea if that's, you know, the official culture and lore of genies, or if
my dude, it is mind-boggling to me that you apparently just do not watch Disney movies. Like, and not only that, like, if you don't watch a Disney movie, that's fine. You're playing Kingdom Hearts and you've never watched a Disney movie. And, like, I feel like people told you to play Kingdom Hearts, so you're like, yeah, all right, there's a lot of hype about Kingdom Hearts. So part of the reason there's a lot of hype about Kingdom Hearts is because it had all the Disney movies in it that made us want to play it. Like, what?
that's just something the game made up. Like, I don't know if that's something that was actually in the movie. Like, if you are touching the lamp, then you get 3 wishes, because I don't know if that's true. That just seems like a really chaotic system to be a part of. So Jafar kidnaps Jasmine and heads to the desert, and we all hop back on the magic carpet and head after him. We fly back to the desert, and that's when a stone tiger's head comes out of the sand, and once we defeat it, we realize it's actually the entrance to a new area of Agrabah. So we descend in the evil tiger head tomb and look for Aladdin's girl and the evil desert wizard that kidnapped her. Something I want to point out is that at this point in the story, my companions were just sick of it. Like, Donald was actually so over everything, I think he still had Monkey Planet fatigue, because I could not get him to help to save my life. After that, we walk into a room with enough gold to make Sora forget all about Riku and Kairi. These Heartless jump us and knock Donald and Goofy out immediately. So I beat up all the Heartless, and I'm still just like marveling at this room we're in with all this gold. Like, look at this. I kept thinking Sora is better than me, because if I walk into a room with this much gold, I'm gonna be like, shit, Riku and Kairi who? You know what I'm saying?
That's how you get trapped in the Cave of Wonders and die.
And Donald, you better be glad your stingy alcoholic brother wasn't on this team, because Scrooge McDuck, boy, if me, Scrooge...
Brother, huh? You know, Donald Duck's brother, Scrooge McDuck. Mugiwara is killing me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know too much about Disney shit. I know too much Disney lore. It's his uncle, my guy. Like, God. Oh my God, no. All right, this is fine.
Scrooge McDuck and Goofy walked into this room mid-journey.
Also, the newer DuckTales, fire. I highly suggest it. It's really good to watch. It has David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck. It's a really fun show. I highly suggest it. Just saying.
Trying to find all of our friends and the king. I swear to God, on God, the adventure would end right here. The Heartless are going to be eating Disney Worlds up. Meanwhile, me and Scrooge McDuck are on a plane headed to the Bahamas, drinking pina coladas on a beach by tomorrow morning. But
what?
The adventure would end right here. The Heartless are going to be eating Disney Worlds up. Meanwhile, me and Scrooge McDuck are on a plane headed to the Bahamas, drinking pina coladas on a beach by tomorrow morning. But no, obviously we have to keep going, so we make it out of there and continue heading all the way down to Jafar, who has an unconscious Jasmine with him. Right before we go to save her, I switch Goofy out with Aladdin. I figure since he's trying to get his girl back, it's only fair that he's a part of the boss fight. And I'm hoping that he puts in more work than Donald and Goofy were at the time. So, you know, I took the gamble. So now we start fighting Jafar and Robin Williams, who is still being forced to help him. The funniest thing about this fight is that Donald dead ass just gives up at one point. Seriously, at one point I caught Donald just swinging his staff at Jafar like
he's out of mana. Like he's out of mana, man. What do you expect him to do? He's got to hit him with the staff. He's got nothing else.
Was a police baton. I was like, Donald, what are you doing? And then I look at Aladdin, who is not doing anything. He's just walking around as I fight an immortal genie and an evil wizard.
Because for whatever reason, apparently he can't get up there. I don't know.
Screaming during this fight. I couldn't believe it. At the time, I thought Donald literally could not be bothered to use his ranged magic attacks to do damage against Jafar. Then I realized, oh, he's just out of chakra. He doesn't have any more MP, so he can't cast that. So actually, him jumping up trying to beat Jafar to death with his staff like it was a police baton, actually, that was him locking in. Like, fuck it, I might be out of mana, but I'm not out of options. There is a...
And then he pulls out a gun.
No excuse for Aladdin, though. That motherfucker, he was just walking around the whole time. He's got a sword. He could have been attacking the whole time. I swear to God, I caught him just strolling in that bitch. I was so mad. So I had to beat both of them by myself. It was just me in that boss fight, basically. When it was finally over, I was so mad. I didn't even want to talk to Aladdin. I was like, whatever, let's just go save Jasmine. And when we get to her, I'm going to tell her that I was the one that beat up Jafar. So she should date me, because apparently you ain't going to do nothing to help her. Before we get to Jasmine, Jafar tells Robin Williams to make him a genie too. And so now we go down to begin the final fight of this world against the mad genie Jafar. The only way to beat the now immortal magic deity Jafar is to first beat up Gilbert Gottfried, who is carrying Robin Williams' lamp. You gotta beat him up and then you can beat up Jafar. And as usual, the real final boss of this level is the god-awful camera controls. Compared to that, the immortal genie trying to kill me, oh, that was nothing. We beat up Jafar and seal his ass into the genie lamp, but unfortunately, while we're doing that, someone else kidnaps Jasmine, so she is gone. Despite Jafar being defeated, one of the 7 princesses of hearts have now been taken by the bad guys. The keyhole appears and Sora doesn't waste any time sealing it off, so no more Heartless can bother Agrabah ever again. Until Kingdom Hearts 2. That's when the entire tomb starts to collapse, and Aladdin calls the magic carpet for a high-speed escape. We finally make it out of the collapsing tomb, though, and we make it back to Aladdin's apartment and talk about how much we all regret how Princess Jasmine was taken from this world. Fortunately, we can't take Aladdin with us to get her back, and that's when Robin Williams chimes in with his plan to save Jasmine.
Earth to Al. Hello, you still have one wish left.
Oh, you still have one wish.
Word. Ask me to find Jasmine for you.
Dead ass. Good job, chat. You gave him the idea.
I wish for your freedom, genie.
Al!
So I got a question. And granted, it has been a while since I watched Aladdin. However, he's still like an all-powerful genie, right? Like, he still has magic. Why can't he just... Like, he's free. He can use his magic however he wants, right? I'm just saying. Or, yeah, he could have just been like, here, Sora, here's this lamp. I wish Jasmine back here. And then also your friends, I guess. Like, come on, man. If it literally is just, like, handed off. Like, don't make the third wish because I don't want the possibility of the lamp just fucking off. But, like,
A deal's a deal, Genie. Now you can go anywhere you want. You're your own master. But if you can, it'd be great if you could go along with them and help Sora find Jasmine.
Sorry, Al. I'm done taking orders from others.
It's not Robin Williams. I think this is the voice. Is this the voice of Homer Simpson, who did Genie in the second movie? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
But a favor? Now that's
It is,
entirely
okay.
different. I guess I could give that a try. After all, we're pals, right, Al?
Genie.
Immediately after this, we get a cutscene that shows Maleficent, Riku, and Hades all talking together. It's revealed that Riku was the one that kidnapped Jasmine. It's a literal society of evil, and Riku's just there hanging out. Like, he doesn't see anything wrong with hanging out with any of these people. And that's when Captain Hook comes out, and he's like, yarg. And for no reason either. He was really only there so he could pop out and be like, yeah, and I'm here too, because I'm also evil. And it's at this point I'm like, Riku, come on. I know you're being groomed, but Jesus, dude. Open your eyes, Riku. Open your eyes. Like the cutscene that plays when we get to the next level, which is Monstro the whale. This entire world is inside of the stomach of a giant whale, which, I mean, I don't know the implications of that, but, you know, it's happening. It's where we're going. Whatever, I guess. Anyway, we see a cutscene of Riku and Sora exploring the cave where Sora saw the Diddler Riddler, and Riku tells Sora that they're gonna see other worlds one day. But I also really like this because this was the cutscene that made me realize that that was Riku's dream. Like, Sora might have wanted to see other worlds, but I think more than anything, he wanted to just be with his friends. I don't think he ever cared what they did together. Riku was the true adventurer, and I always knew that, but what I didn't realize until now was how much he valued Sora and Kairi's friendship. Like, he wanted an adventure in his head, but in his head, the only way that adventure would be perfect is if Sora and Kairi were with him. Maleficent has been poisoning Riku's mind ever since he stepped into the darkness, and from his perspective, Sora has just been goofing around with two strangers. While Riku could have been dead and Kairi is still missing. Neither of them know where Kairi is, and what is Sora doing in this confusing and chaotic time? Well, he's just goofing around, making new friends, laughing up a storm when Riku sees them in Traverse Town. Of course, that's not what's actually happening, but from Riku's perspective, that's all he sees. I bring this up because in the next level, which is again Monstro, we are spending the entire level just running around the whale's stomach looking for Pinocchio. And when we finally find him, we find that Riku has kidnapped him. He goes on to say that Pinocchio is a puppet who lives despite not having a heart, so maybe he is the key to saving Kairi. So this is the moment in the game where Riku decides that he is all in. He offered his hand to Sora, and in Riku's head, it's a no-brainer. Like, you know, what are you gonna do? Like turn me away? Like, I'm your best friend. Like, let's work together and save Kairi. And Sora responds with his gut. Like, he doesn't know what's going on with Riku right now, but he knows that whatever he's into, whatever's going on, it's nothing good.
Like, my dude, you're kidnapping people. That's not okay. Like, straight up, you're kidnapping people. I don't know why you think that's okay. It's not okay. Morally, it's bad. Bad morals.
And if he goes with him right now, it would be a mistake. Riku has his answer, though, and resolves to dive deeper into the darkness. He leaves Sora to fight a heartless boss by himself and save Pinocchio. It's a little funny and also kind of sad that as soon as Sora leaves that world, he's just like, Riku, like he's actually
Riku's love interest is Sora for real,
actually torn up about what just happened. No time to process that though, because we are off to the next world, and that's gonna be Thriller Bark. We get to this Halloween ass world, and the first thing we do is go to the drip store. Sora finds a fit and puts that shit on. Donald's fit just makes him look mean and angry, and Goofy's fit was by far the worst. He looked so stupid. Something we notice when we get into this town is that there's Heartless everywhere, but they aren't attacking anyone, they're just floating around. We meet the mayor, and he explains that the Heartless are under control thanks to a mad scientist of Halloween Town who wants them to be a part of the big Halloween show, which is so crazy that they're just hanging out like they're in a zoo. It's actually more dangerous than a zoo because, you know, at least the animals in a zoo are in cages. These motherfuckers, they're just out floating around in the town square, just
How much y'all want to bet he's never seen Nightmare Before Christmas?
waiting to be activated and hurt people. It's insane. The mayor introduces us to the king of nightmares, Jack Skellington, and we follow Jack to a laboratory where this crazy-ass doctor is trying to revive a Heartless like it's a Dr. Frankenstein's monster. He's like, yes, yes, I need more zombie stuff to bring this monster back to life. You there, adventurer, can you help us revive this creature in time for the big Halloween show? And so I was like, no. No, I'm not doing that. Are you crazy? And right after that, we hear the mayor yelling from outside, like, Jack, help! The Heartless are out of control. Oh my God. Why did we think we could control them for something so frivolous as a Halloween show? These are people's lives we're playing with here. There's chaos in the streets, the screams. Oh my God, the screams. Why, Jack? Why did that crazy ass scientist have to do this to the entire town? Oh my God. Oh, we beat up all the Heartless and find Sally in a cemetery and get the last thing the mad doctor scientist needs to Frankenstein the Heartless. We go back to the lab and the doctor's like, yes, yes. And again, I'm just like, dude, be for real. Are you evil? But before the doctor can revive the heart.
They're, maybe a little bit. I mean, they're like horror creatures. They're the Halloween creatures. Their whole thing is scaring people.
Heartless, 3 badass little kids named Shock, Laugh, and Badass Barrel appear out of nowhere and steal the heart. We chase the badass kids through like 3 cemeteries until we find them at Oogie Boogie's castle. We fight our way through the Heartless until we find the badass kids and have to teach them a lesson. And this is probably my second least favorite part of the entire game. Those kids suck. I hate them so much. There's one of them that just keeps spinning. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You can't stop it either. You just have to get out of the way, and the whole time the other 2 kids are attacking you, and that spin attack is strong. It kept killing me. I was so mad. So I'm trying to think of another way to get past all 3 of these badass kids. I'm racking my brain as they jump me. And that's when Donald pulls out a gun. I said, whoa! Donald's like, man, I'm sick of this shit. They're not playing fair. I'm about to crash out. And I was like, Donald, I get it, but you can't just shoot kids, all right? That's a little bit too far. Donald was not listening to me, though. He was trying to end this shit right now. And what was funny is Goofy didn't even bother trying to stop him this time. He just had to let that shit play out. Like, we were all so tired of fighting these badass little kids. We both did. Neither me nor Goofy had enough in us to actually try to stop Donald. The only thing I could do was meekly suggest maybe don't shoot the kids.
I want to know what's really happening when apparently he quote unquote pulls out the gun. Like what is, are you just like getting burnt out from playing over and over again? I need you to get to the Ursula part. I need to understand how you experience the Ursula part. It is important to me.
Truth be told, I didn't give a fuck either way. I was like, fucking go, get us out of here, Donald. That's how I really felt inside. I was like, Donald, do what you gotta do, Donald. Just do it, let's go. So Donald empties the clip and the boss fight is over. Now listen, I'm not proud of what happened. We made it through the boss fight, okay? The fighting is over. I'm not saying that I would let Donald do that again. But what I am
That's not the boss fight, my guy.
saying is that if you don't discipline your kids, it's only a matter of time before someone does. After this, me, Donald, and Goofy were so thoroughly exhausted, we were done with this world. I said, fuck it, Donald, keep the gun out. Let's head upstairs and you just air this bitch out. I'm ready to go home. We head upstairs and meet the main bad guy of this world, Oogie Boogie. He's like, well, look who finally arrived. And I don't even let him finish the sentence. I'm like, Donald, shoot his ass too. I still don't know who that was or what he wanted. He could have been on our side. I did not give him any time to explain himself. I just had Donald empty the clip. I'm sorry, I was so finished. So Donald shoots Oogie Boogie and then he turns into a bunch of bugs and I'm like, all right, let's get out of here. But then for some reason, Oogie Boogie becomes the castle. Like, what the hell? A bunch of purple orbs appear all over the castle and we have to have a Sonic Adventure 2 boss fight. Like, remember when Shadow had to fight the ultimate life form at the end of Sonic Adventure 2 battle and you have to hit all those stupid balls around his body? It's like that, but it's a big ass castle. Infinitely more annoying. Made me appreciate a Sonic Adventure 2 boss fight a little bit more for not being as annoying as this bullshit. It was a platforming nightmare. I could not wait to be finished. We eventually beat Oogie Boogie and tell Jack to protect his girl and make the scientist promise to stop being so weird. Now,
Something that bothers me, by the way, and I understand that it is because it is like, this is your reward for finishing this level. You don't get the new Keyblade until the end, and I understand why. It is your reward for beating the world. However, you have little outfits or whatever the fuck that match the world, except your Keyblade doesn't match the world. And then you get the Keyblade that matches that world in your outfit at the very end. And then you immediately leave to another world where once again, your outfit does not match your Keyblade. And it just drives me a little bit insane. I'm not going to lie to you. It is just like, I'm like, I just want my fit to match my weapon. That's it. That's all I want. Oh my God. Is it just me? It's like aesthetic thing. Yeah. Like I just want everything to match. But then sometimes you get a Keyblade where it's like, this is the ultimate, like the ultimate Keyblade or whatever the fuck it is. Like, this is the best Keyblade or whatever. So, like, it doesn't matter if it matches or not. I'm just going to keep using this one, but still.
With that, we are finally out of Thriller Bark. Oh my god. So we leave Thriller Bark and I was so happy. That is until I realized we were going to Fishman Island next. I said, oh no. I tried so hard to skip this world. To my knowledge, it is optional and I really just wanted to skip it and just keep going with the game. You see, here on Fishman Island, Sora is turned into a mermaid person. Goofy is turned into a turtle and Donald is turned into a horribly grotesque duck octopus.
Jazz, I'd better not skip this fucking island. I need you to fight Ursula. What do you mean?
Ductopus. No idea why they're all so cool about this. I mean, if I turned into a fish, I'd be furious. But Sora's just like, well, guess we're fish people now, boys. Let's go meet the princess and ask her if she needs help. Goofy's just slowly sinking behind us because his tall, ungraceful ass can't master the elegance of turtle swimming. Sora, help! So Sora and the gang run into the princess immediately because of course they do. And Princess Ariel introduces them to her pet fish and her Jamaican crab friend. And she tells us that we should go talk to her father, King Neptune, about finding the keyhole of this world so we can stop the Heartless. So we swim around fighting fish Heartless for like an hour, and I am so very upset that that is even something that can happen, but whatever. I grit my teeth and I keep beating up fish. Bruce from Finding Nemo was also here for some reason, and it was actually really sad to see him like that. You see,
So you have seen Finding Nemo, but like nobody else. Or nothing else. Like, Jesus Christ.
Bruce fell off the wagon in Finding Nemo, and ever since then he has been addicted to eating fish, swimming on the corner, doing favors just to get his next bite. He's even living in an old abandoned ship on Martin Luther Fish Boulevard. Brother has truly fallen on hard times. So I pulled him aside and said, this isn't you, Bruce. This isn't you. Go home to your family. They need you. And Bruce looked right at me, and it was like he was looking right through me. All he saw was his next bite. I said, Bruce, no, don't do this. But it was too late. Bruce lunged at all of us. And that's when Donald pulled out his gun and shot Bruce dead in the water.
Okay, so I'm guessing he's having some issues with this game. I'm gonna guess that. I don't know, but I'm a guess.
Left him floating in the water like a goddamn goldfish. After that, we were all traumatized. Donald's hands were shaking, so his gun fell out of his hands. He's just like, he just wasn't shot, man. He just wasn't shot. You did the right thing, Donald. Why do I feel so wrong? We eventually make it to the Royal Fish Palace, though, and King Neptune takes one look at Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and he's like, who the hell are you? Why are you hanging around my daughter? Is that a ductopus? What is going on here? And hilariously, Sora, Donald, and Goofy don't want to tell him the truth because remember, they aren't supposed to be meddling in the affairs of other worlds. Dumb rule. We meddle in the affairs of other worlds every time we get to a new one.
We have saved multiple worlds from the darkness, and I feel like if there was more transparency on what we were doing and why we were doing it, our lives would have been easier. I'm just saying.
No idea why they're sticking to the rules so ardently this time, but they don't want to tell the truth. So now we're all just floating there awkwardly like, who, us? Oh no, we've been here the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. So King Neptune is like, man, I'm not stupid. I know you three don't belong here. Just leave my daughter alone. That's when Ariel is like, oh my God, Dad, you never let me do anything. And then she swims off into the darkest part of the ocean to make a deal with an evil octopus named Ursula. Ursula promises that if she can get King Neptune's trident, then she will take Ariel to a whole new world, like she's always wanted. Ariel and Ursula return to the palace. Ursula sneaks King Neptune and takes his trident. Ariel is like, what? No, Ursula, I didn't want this. What are you doing? And Ursula's like, I'm evil.
That was the two previous worlds ago.
Ariel, what did you expect? Ha-ha! Sora, Donald, and Goofy show up, and Ursula decides to head back to her sea cave so she doesn't get jumped. And so King Neptune is like, please, you have to get the trident back, please. So Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Ariel head to Ursula's sea cave to get King Neptune's trident back. And when we get there...
Also, one of you were like, I was really glad they turned this world into a sing-along in KH2. Those were not good songs. Those songs were not good. You cannot convince me they were. I will die on that hill. It's okay if you come after me. They weren't good songs.
There, Ursula starts shamelessly flirting with Donald. And I mean, it's more than flirting. It's more just harassment, to be completely honest. I mean, it is bad. Her face never changed its expression either, which just made it worse. Like she had this look in her eyes that shook Donald to his core. Ursula wanted that Ductopus in boots bad. And the entire fight, all Ursula does is spin around like a Beyblade and take long drags from a cigarette while she grunts at Donald. So Sora, Donald, and Ariel lock in. We beat the first stage in her fight, And that's when Ursula uses the trident to turn herself into Super Mega Ursula. And then she's like, I'm done asking nicely. Give me that octopus now. And then she goes to give us the big suck. We're like, whoa. So me and Donald coordinate our magic for a team attack. And luckily, that does it. We beat up Super Mega Ursula.
Fuck you. Fuck you for not struggling forever. I'm mad about it. I'm mad about it. I am bitched. I'm like, come on, man. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I struggled so hard right here. I lost so many times. Okay, I had to go look up how to beat her. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I had to go look it up, and they were like, you have to go into Donald's settings and change these things. I had to do that. Okay, like, what do you mean? I'm so mad. I am so fucking mad about it. You struggled on everyone else, and you're just like, yeah, we beat Ursula. Moving on. What do you mean?
Leave her farting in an ink cloud and manage to get back King Neptune's trident. We fly it all the way back to the palace, and King Neptune is like, ah, yes, thank you, Sora. I'm sorry for not trusting you. I just knew you were the Keyblade wielder and didn't want Ariel in any danger. And it's like, I mean, nah, I get that. We looked suspicious as hell, and Donald was a ductopus. I mean, what could you do? No hard feelings. So with the Heartless defeated and the keyhole sealed, we can finally leave Fishman Island. So we head to the next world and finally make it to Neverland, the world I was trying to get to before Fishman Island snuck up on me. Most of Neverland takes place on a pirate ship, and Sora is immediately swept off his feet by the romance of it all, and he remembers how him and his friends were gonna try to sail the seas together. In another world, they were pirates too. Sora's daydreaming ends when Riku shows up behind him, firmly playing the role of the antagonist now, as he tells Sora that he now wields the power of darkness, and because of that, he has nothing to fear anymore. And to that, Sora just flat out calls him stupid in one of the funniest line deliveries of the entire game.
You're stupid.
Riku reveals that he also has
Hold on. Just like the way his voice almost cracks.
line deliveries of the entire game.
You're stupid.
Riku reveals that he also has Kairi with him, and Sora's like, oh, my other codependent life partner. Then Riku activates a trapdoor and sends Sora falling into the deck below, and that's when he reunites with Donald and Goofy. So they all get up and start trying to figure out where they are, and that's when they meet Peter Pan, who is just hiding in one of the barrels for some reason. He introduces himself as the answer to our prayers, and me and Donald don't like that at all. We're just like, listen, you freak, we don't know who you are, and we don't want your help, okay? So skedaddle, just get out of here. And so he's like, fine, have it your way.
Maybe I know too much about original Peter Pan and I don't trust you.
I'm just waiting for someone anyway. And that's when the manic pixie dream girl, Zoe Deschanel, shows up. She tells us that one of Peter Pan's friends, Wendy, is trapped upstairs, and with her is another girl, and Sora says that's gotta be Kairi. So we all agree to travel together. All right, Peter Pan, let's see what you got. By the way, what kind of powers do you have anyway? Magic. Is that it? We all have magic. Not this kind of magic. I don't know if I like this guy, Sora. Why is he just floating like that? Look, let's just get Donald back into the party.
And his foot is going through the floor.
As soon as we can, we'll hear him out. Let's just go into this next room, and it's time for a stabbing. Yeah. Whoa! Oh my God, Pete, what is that a shank? Why do you have that? I thought you said you do magic.
He has like a little knife. He stabs people with his little knife. Also, Shadow Sora was super annoying.
For 5 MP, I can cast Stab! Ha-ya! Without realizing it, we have recruited a dangerous homicidal maniac onto our team. He was nice, though. Peter Pan stabbed through like 58 Heartless that day. I definitely appreciated it, but something about the look in his eyes when he did it, I don't know, it just didn't sit well with me and Goofy. So Sora, Goofy, and Peter Pan cut down every Heartless below the deck, and then we get a cutscene of Riku and Captain Hook discussing the 7 Princesses of Heart. Meanwhile, Sora and the others make it to where the prisoners are, and Sora gets another look at Kairi, who is still unconscious because she's lost her heart. The guards break into their cells and take both of them away, and Sora and the others go after them. They manage to reunite with Wendy and Kairi, but Riku gets to Kairi before Sora and disappears. Since Peter...
That, I never noticed that... Hold on.
...after them. They manage to reunite with Wendy and Kairi, but Riku gets...
The darkness comes out from under the door. Like, it seeps out from under the door. I never noticed that. That's weird.
to Kairi before Sora and disappears. Since Peter Pan found Wendy, him and Tinkerbell take off without you, which sort of sucks, but Sora doesn't have time to think about that right now. Sora fights his way to the deck as he chases after Riku and runs into an ambush by Captain Hook, who makes Sora walk the plank. And waiting for him below in the water is Captain Hook's sworn nemesis, Maurice. What's funny about him is Maurice is literally just a crocodile that has been following Captain Hook wherever he goes, trying to eat him. And that is just so funny. Like, this crocodile shouldn't be here. He has nothing to do with the plot, but he is here for no other reason than the chance to catch Captain Hook lacking. So things are looking pretty bad for Sora. He goes to walk the plank, and that's when this happens.
Believe, and you can do it.
Sure, watch me fly. I believe in myself. Sora is the kid that would just believe in himself. Like, Sora is one of those kids where he just believes you when you tell him something. Like, it's like, if you believe in yourself, you can fly. Or if you believe you can fly here. And he's like, bet. I was half dolphin a minute ago. Why not? And I'm like, you know, I can't even fault him for it. He was half dolphin a minute ago.
That stabbing lunatic Peter Pan came back for us, and this time he shared some of his fairy crack magic.
He just... Okay, what's upsetting about Peter Pan is he doesn't look like he has lips. Because, like, his lips are, like, I guess, really... It looks like he's doing this. Like, he's pushing his lips together really hard all the time. And it also looks like he does not blink, and his eyes are very tilted. And I understand why. That is based on the art style of the movie. But still, like, her eyes aren't like that. His eyes are. It's a little weird.
So now Sora, Donald, and Goofy can fly.
Yeah,
We all beat up...
All right, here. What just happened? What did I do? Hold on.
A little while ago, I was feeling down and...
Yeah, you can see my lips, though. I just did the lip thing. You could see it, see? They disappeared. I clicked something. I have no idea what I clicked, but I clicked something.
That stabbing lunatic Peter Pan came back for us, and this time he shared some of his fairy crack magic.
So upsetting.
now Sora, Donald, and Goofy can fly. We all beat up the Heartless and throw
Fly,
Captain Hook
you
into
can
the water
fly,
so
you
Maurice
can
can
fly,
finally
you
get
can
his
fly,
get
you can
back.
fly.
The sad news is that Riku and Kairi are gone. Peter Pan and Zoe Deschanel take us to the keyhole of Neverland, which happens to be this sick clock tower in the middle of the city. We seal it up real good, say our goodbyes, and beg Wendy to please make Peter Pan go to therapy.
Guys. Okay. Watch my lips. You see how they got smaller? That's what he looks like he's doing. Like, he doesn't have big... That's all. That's it. That's it.
Wendy agrees. She actually convinces Peter to enroll himself into a psych ward for a stabbing addiction. And before we go, Peter asks us if we can look after Zoe Deschanel while he's in the nut house. So the manic pixie dream girl, Zoe Deschanel, is coming with us, and I'm going to tell you right now, she is the best summon in the entire game. But we leave Neverland and start to head toward the conclusion of our adventure as we set a course for Hollow Bastion, which is the last world that we visit before we head to the final world and end the game. So we are almost there. I could not have been happier. I was ready to get this over with. We touch down on Hollow Bastion, and as soon as we get there, we run into Riku, who's bullying this big ugly dude wearing a cape. The ugly goat boy screams at Riku.
I have no idea who the Beast is. Is this a bit? Is this a bit? Or are you just like, you just don't watch Disney movies? And if you don't watch Disney movies, again, that's fine. But I just don't understand. I just don't understand how you could live your life and like play this game and not know a single character. But you have watched Finding Nemo! All right.
Riku to give him his girl back, so we can assume that Riku kidnapped the princess of his world and this guy followed him all the way here. Riku then pulls out his own Keyblade and easily takes out the ugly dude, so Sora steps in.
But it all ends here. There can't be two Keyblade Masters.
What are you talking about?
I get it. The noise of this water would be loud. You're right. However, it feels like a little too loud to me. Just like it's a choice, I guess. It's a choice.
Let the Keyblade choose. Its true master.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Maleficent was right. You don't have what it takes to save Kairi.
Riku takes Sora's Keyblade and throws.
Buddy, neither the fuck do you, because you've just been like toting around her corpse for like a while now. And she's still kind of like in a coma.
Sora the same toy sword that he was whooping his ass with on Destiny Island. This is when Donald and Goofy say that the king's orders were for them to follow the Keyblade wielder. Since Sora no longer carries the Keyblade, if they want to find their king, they have to follow Riku now. And so reluctantly, they leave Sora while he's crying in the dirt. This sucks, but from Donald and Goofy's perspective, it is literally their mission to find and save the king of their world. So while Sora's frozen after all of this happened, that's when the dumb, ugly dude that Riku beat up earlier starts limping towards the castle. And this immediately snaps Sora out of it. He's like, hey, wait, what are you doing? You're gonna get hurt in there. And the ugly dude is like, the person I'm looking for is still in there. I can't leave. And
I'm ugly. I got a feeling. Oh my god. The dumb ugly. All right.
Seeing this poor ugly dude determined to get his girl back reminds Sora that he can't give up either. Sora picks up the toy sword that Riku threw him earlier and teams up with Beast to storm the tower and get their girls back.
I find it ironic he's in this clip, he's wearing a hat with a peace sign on it. This man's not choosing peace, at least not where I'm standing. What do you mean?
Picking up the toy sword and sincerely deciding to use it against monsters that will kill him and eat his heart is an anime moment if I've ever seen one. And can we also talk about Beast for a second? My Twitch chat homie Ararakwa brought up a really good point while I was playing. Bro traveled dimensions with sheer willpower to save Belle. And that is actually a really good observation, Ararakwa.
So you do know who he is? So you know who he is. So you know.
We got here by sealing keyholes and flying in a ship powered by Disney magic. Like, that's supposed to be the only way to travel to these worlds. That's the entire reason I had to go see a sewer wizard in the first place. With all of that in mind, how the hell did Beast get here? Beast doesn't have a Keyblade or a magic spaceship. Beast doesn't even have any friends. So how the hell did he travel to another world? Because I'm honestly imagining Beast with his cape just flying through the endless black void of space like, Belle, I'm coming to save you. As funny as that sounds, there's actually no other way that he could have made it to this world. So me and Beast head into Hollow Bastion, and since I don't have my Keyblade anymore, my battle strategy is mainly just let Beast do all the fighting. So I would run up to a bunch of Heartless like, yeah, y'all ain't on shit, and then let Beast handle the rest.
Y'all ain't shit. I'ma be over here.
Problem is, Beast is actually stupid. Hang on a second. Belle's close, Sora. I can smell her. It's almost like she's right behind me. Oh my God. What? Oh, what? Ah! Beast, wait, that's a trap. Oh my God. Beast's dumbass gets tricked and separated from me immediately. And that's when Riku reveals himself and we get another great cutscene that reminds.
To be fair, it's not that he's necessarily stupid. I mean, like, yeah, he's falling for traps, whatever. He's not there to help you. That is important to note. He is not there to assist you in any way, shape, or form. He is only there and has been through the gambit to get Belle. So that's the only thing he fucking cares about. He doesn't actually really give that much of a shit about you. You're not his goal. You're not why he's there. You did not assist him in getting here. He's having to, like, cover for your ass during this whole thing. Like, he has a goal. It is very obvious what his goal is. He has told you what his goal is. And so, like, him abandoning you, he doesn't care about you. Like, if your goals align, then sure, but, like, he's there for Belle, so he's going to go for Belle. That's it.
Reminded me why I felt the need to revisit this series in the first place. So Riku is sick of Sora pretending he can actually do something anymore now that he doesn't have a Keyblade. He goes to attack his friend, and that's when the boys come back to town.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome.
Not on your life. But I'm not gonna betray Sora either, cause he's become one of my best buddies after all we've been through together. See you later, Donald! Could you tell the...
See you later, Donald, you bitch. Hydra? Hello, Hydra. Welcome. Sorry about that.
King, I'm really sorry!
Hold on, Goofy! We'll try them together!
All for one and one for all. So Riku becomes enraged at the power of friendship and resolves to just fight all three of them. So we all...
Also, why... Listen. Where'd you get this fit? Where did you get this fit? Like, why did they give, like, what I assume is a 13 or 14-year-old this fit? Where it's like, let's outline, I guess, muscles? Like muscle fibers, something. What? Who gave you this? And maybe don't trust that person. Okay? Like, I'm just saying. Okay?
So we all jump Riku and beat him up a little bit before Donald pulls out his gun and scares Riku off. And that's when Beast's big dumb ugly ass finally comes back like, okay, so that wasn't Belle, it was actually a trap. I'm like, yeah, no shit. So now that the boys are back in town, the three of us keep exploring the castle looking for Belle and Kairi. Meanwhile, deeper into the castle, Riku starts having an existential crisis. Riku begins to doubt himself, scared at the fact that Sora...
He's wearing 2 pairs of pants. No, he's not wearing 2 pairs of pants. He's wearing really loose waders. Like wade into water waders. That don't have connected boots. All of the outfits in this game are choices.
His heart was stronger than his, and that's when the cave diddler from Destiny Island shows up out of nowhere and gives Riku another riddle. He's like, I am the silent part of every day, where secrets hide and children play. What am I? And Riku's dumbass was like, darkness? And he's like, correct. Surrender to the darkness, Riku. Only then will you have the strength to beat Sora and save Kairi. And like a true Sasuke, Riku folds immediately. Maleficent managed to open the keyhole to darkness and realizes that Sora and the others are closing in on their location to free the princesses and stop them from plunging the world into darkness. Maleficent orders Riku to guard Kairi as she takes care of Sora, Donald, and Goofy. And so Maleficent jumps out in front of our party for her big boss fight. And this fight was not a cakewalk, but my team was on timing. Donald and Goofy were doing all the magic buffs. Healing me, giving me more chakra to cast magic, it was awesome. Maleficent is no joke though. I even had to summon Robin Williams to help me beat her. I was starting to understand just how underleveled I was to be here. Every attack from her was basically taking half my health away. Donald and Goofy blessed their...
To be fair, there's a lot of like Heartless and Hollow Bastion, like specifically these giant dudes down here, pain in the ass. Pain in the ass to deal with, I'm just gonna say.
Hearts were still dying every 2 minutes and there was nothing I could do. It eventually turned into a 1v1 between me and Maleficent. I locked in. I beat her first phase on the first try. Maleficent is limping away, defeated, and that's when Riku, obviously different after he gave into the darkness, walks out of a portal. Riku unlocks Maleficent's true power and she turns into a dragon. And she starts fighting even harder. She beats me this time. So I start to panic a little because that fight was not close at all. I was gonna have to do something crazy to pull out this win. But then I remembered I got a new summon when I visited that crazy stabby kid who had beef with that pirate that we fed to an alligator. I said, fuck it, Zoe Deschanel, get on out here. This manic pixie dream girl healed me every like 5 seconds, and it was by a good amount too. I just had to play it smart. Luckily, I still remembered my Kingdom Hearts 2 playthrough from years ago, and there was a little bit of arcane knowledge that Danny DeVito dropped on me that I could never forget, no matter...
You played Kingdom Hearts 2 before playing Kingdom Hearts 1? Or is he replaying Kingdom Hearts 1? He's replaying Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't remember. But what do you mean you played Kingdom Hearts 2 first?
How young I was. And that was, get up on the Hydra's back. So I got up on Maleficent's back and just spammed thunder for the entire match, occasionally swinging my Keyblade at her, while Zoe Deschanel healed me every 5 seconds. I cheated her so good I do not feel bad. This game has been bullshitting me ever since I went to that dirty monkey planet. And I've been crashing out ever since. I saw a way to win and I didn't hesitate. I know it was Mickey, I know.
Listen, cheese it. It's fine. You're here for a good time.
But don't hate the player. hate the game. So Maleficent is finally truly defeated and banished back to the dark dimension or wherever the hell she came from, I don't know. But she's gone now. We head deeper into the castle and we find all the princesses still in deep slumber, and the three ascend a flight of stairs that has a Jujutsu Kaisen barrier that keeps only Goofy out of it for some reason. But as they reach the top, that's when Sora finally finds Kairi. It is revealed that Kairi's heart has been with Sora this entire time. That scene at the beginning of the game where she fades away into Sora's arms was when her heart went to him, and he's had it this whole time. Riku reveals that he is actually Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, who took control of Riku's body when he gave into the darkness. Donald gets tired of hearing him talk, and that's when he rushes Majin Riku, but he gets flung outside the Jujutsu Kaisen barrier too. So now it is just Sora and Majin Riku with Kairi's heart hanging in the balance. Majin Riku goes to take Kairi's heart and open the door to Kingdom Hearts, but right before he does, Sora hears Kairi's voice, and he gives another iconic line that I wish I could play, but probably can't because of the music behind it. Sora summons his Keyblade, blocking Riku's swing, and says, "Forget it, there's no way you're taking Kairi's heart." This officially starts the final fight between Sora and Riku. Now let me set the stage for you. Remember,
I will say the fight stage looks pretty cool in this fight. Like just where the physical place in which you are fighting is pretty neat for like a big boss. Well, big boss, but like for like a boss battle.
Riku micked out during that race on Destiny Islands. So the official scoreboard between me and Riku in this universe, the Goofy Kingdom Hearts cinematic universe, is 7-7. We are tied. And now Majin Riku has challenged me to one final duel to settle the score once and for all. And I couldn't cheat my way out of this one. I couldn't use summons, so no Robin Williams, no Zooey Deschanel, and there weren't going to be any rematches like there were on Destiny Island, so I could not lose even once.
I mean, you just hit the continue screen. You just restart the. When you die, you just restart. Like, you know. God, this is such an annoying fight, though. Or it was for me. I mean, I think we know that I'm bad at games at this point. Nice.
I can't put into words how it felt beating Majin Riku, but suffice it to say that was hands down my favorite part of this entire experience.
Ain't no way.
Riku disappears again, and Donald and Goofy tell Sora he's got to close the keyhole before the door to darkness is open. But Sora can't close it because the keyhole is still incomplete, so in order to close it, they need to wake Kairi up. Sora says that they might be able to wake Kairi up if they free her heart, and he sees the dark Keyblade that Majin Riku had laying on the ground and gets an idea. He walks over to the Keyblade as Donald and Goofy call out to him, wondering what he's about to do. And in response, Sora gives them a smile, holds the Keyblade up to his chest, and stabs himself right in the heart. The Keyblade turns into hearts of the other princesses, and they return to them, waking them from their...
Question, how did he have every single princess's heart when he didn't meet most of them? How did he have that?
Slumber. Kairi is awake finally, and everyone is distraught over what happened to Sora. Donald even gets on his knees and screams his name to the sky like, "Why? Why gone?" This is when Ansem shows up, now fully in control of Riku's body after we beat him up, and he moves toward the keyhole to open the way to Kingdom Hearts. He also decides to get rid of Kairi, Donald, and Goofy, and this is when Riku's soul stops Ansem from moving long enough for everyone to escape. So Kairi, Donald, and Goofy run from Ansem, and this is when the player takes control of a random Heartless wandering the castle until we finally catch up to Donald, Goofy, and Kairi.
The Keyblade was made of the other, was made out of the hearts. Oh, okay.
Thinks we're just a regular Heartless until Kairi steps in. Kairi realizes that the Heartless following them around the castle is actually Sora. The love these two crazy codependent kids have for each other creates just enough Disney magic to give Sora his body back. Sora prepares to fight off the Heartless, and that's when Beast shows up out of nowhere. He's like, "I'll hold them off. Get out of here." Sora tells Beast to come with him, but Beast says he's still gotta find Belle, so he isn't leaving. So Sora and his friends leave Hollow Bastion and get Kairi back to Traverse Town. We see Merlin again, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll look after the girl." And I was like, no. So we take her to Leon and the other Final Fantasy characters, and that's when we tell Leon and the others everything that's happened. And Leon says that apparently all of the princesses still haven't returned to their own worlds. No idea how he would know that, but he suspects they're all still on Hollow Bastion, so we got
Might have to do with the fact that Hollow Bastion is where they're from and Hollow Bastion is still corrupted. I don't know.
to head back there and bring them home, save Beast, and seal the final keyhole to prevent the entire Disney Cinematic Universe from falling into darkness. Sora and Kairi finally have a talk about everything they've been through and realize their connection to each other is what saved Sora from being a Heartless. And she hands Sora one of the coolest Keyblades ever made, Oathkeeper. I leave Kairi with Leon and the others and ask Sid if he can give me another oil change before I head back to Hollow Bastion. And finally, I am all set. So Sora, Donald, and Goofy head back to Hollow Bastion, meet Belle, who's reunited with Beast. We've talked to all the princesses that we rescued, who explained that we have to travel into the void to stop Ansem from reaching Kingdom Hearts.
Also appreciate that Cinderella is silver. They also put Aurora in blue, which is very rare for Disney. Did put Cinderella in silver, which I appreciate.
Or else everyone's doomed. Still don't have any idea what Kingdom Hearts is, by the way. If it's a good thing or a bad thing, but we can't let Ansem have it. That's all I know for sure. So our course is set for the final world. So we are gearing up for the end, ladies and gentlemen, and I could not have been happier. This entire journey is chronicled among 8 VODs, and at this point I was officially on the 8th and last one. Still severely underleveled, apparently, but I was feeling myself after Hollow Bastion. I mean, wouldn't you be feeling yourself if you beat Majin, Riku, and a dragon in the same day? Like, that's pretty sweet. And before I get into the last VOD and my closing experiences for Kingdom Hearts, I have to point out every other VOD ranged between 1 hour and 2.5 hours. But this last VOD was 4.5 hours long. So I'll let you guess how much fun I had. But anyway.
I don't know. Like, I feel like he's not doing some of the things that like level you up or whatever. Like, also he doesn't have the Oblivion keychain, Keyblade, whatever, which was actually a pretty strong Keyblade, right? And there was also like another one that you get at Hollow Bastion, I think. Was it like the Thorn or whatever? That might have been in 2. I don't know. But there's like, doesn't have some of the stronger Keyblades. I mean, now he has Oathkeeper, but like still, you know? Divine Rose. Yeah, Divine Rose. Like, yeah. So like, I don't know, man. Like, I think he's just trying to get through it. And like, that's, I mean, valid, but like, I don't know what to tell you.
I started the stream feeling myself. I'm feeling myself.
You're gonna suffer more in the long run, I think.
So much I tell my chat, you know what? Before we end this game, we might as well take a little side trip to the Coliseum. See if we can't take a crack at that Sephiroth guy everybody's always talking about. For those of you that don't know, Sephiroth from Final Fantasy.
Choice. I think Oblivion's in Hollow Bastion. Am I wrong?
Fantasy VII is in this game too. He is a hidden optional boss in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Still have no idea why he's not in Kingdom Hearts 3. Don't make me mad. I'm starting to get a little mad just thinking about it already. But anyway, he is in both Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. His boss fight in Kingdom Hearts 2 is a lot of fun, but I don't have any memory of fighting him in Kingdom Hearts 1. So I was like, you know what? Let's find that guy.
Okay, so he has played Kingdom Hearts 1 before and he is replaying it. Oh yeah, he did say that he had played it back when he was on Destiny Islands. I just forgot. You making choices, my guy.
I beat him up and then go beat up Ansem and beat the game. I'm like level 42 or something. That's probably enough. Dilly Dork and Pink were trying to stop me. Like, listen.
You're like level 42. You don't have Oblivion. Like, it's probably fine.
If you want to fight Sephiroth, you are gonna need to grind. And I was like, that's what they said about Riku. Oh, ye of little faith. So I head to the Coliseum of Hercules' world as a level 48 crash out with only level 1 spells, Donald's gun, and a dream.
I mean, you have gravity. No, you have Karaga. That's not level 1.
Pulled up like, yeah, point me to that one wicked asshole. Keep in mind, I thought we were gonna be able to jump him, but nope, that is not the case. It is a solo fight. You have to fight him alone as Sora, which is, let me just play you my reaction of the beginning of this fight. All right. Oh, no. Yeah, it's all coming back, the fear. Oh, God.
Oh no.
First of all, he came out of the fucking sky, landed in front of me, turned around, and then all of a sudden I hear a choir chanting Latin behind me as an orchestra plays a melody that sounds like it should be in a horror film written by Shakespeare. He doesn't say a word either. He just reaches down towards the longest sword I have ever seen and takes a fighting stance. I was like, wait, hold up. I immediately start running away. He takes a swing at me and the range is insane. Looks like he moves pretty slow though, so I move in to swing on him and discover that that was a mistake. He's actually fast as lightning. He attacks at the same.
He fast as hell. He fast as hell. He's got the longest freaking range, like reach with his stupid ass long sword, like extra long sword, you know?
Time I do, and I look.
And he hits like a truck.
Look at my health, and there was only a.
Oh, and he is using Oblivion, so he did get Oblivion, all right.
Quarter of my health left, guys. He hit me once and almost killed me. So I keep running around the ring looking for an opening, and I finally managed to hit him a few times, but for some reason, his health isn't moving like... I know he's got a lot of health because his health bar is purple. I'd never seen that before. In this game, I've only ever seen orange, yellow, then green. That's the way it's always been. I think sometimes there's even pink, but purple is terrifying. And added to that terror, for some reason, it doesn't look like I'm doing any damage. So I think, okay, maybe it's because I need to use magic on him. Like, that seems ridiculous. I don't know how anyone could beat any boss using just magic, but we should at least give it a try. I don't have time to try that out, though, because Sephiroth shows me he can also summon the full concentrated power of the sun. I get incinerated and the match is over. I was so confused by that entire interaction. So I got my ass whooped the first time. And I ran back in there like, wait a minute, okay, all right, there has got to be something wrong here. Let me see.
You do need arrow or whatever.
Because I wasn't doing any damage, but I hit him a few times. I know I did. The game didn't glitch.
Arrow is the best spell in the game. I don't care. I love it. It's the best spell in the game.
At all. I just got my ass whooped. And as a matter of fact, as I was running back into the Coliseum for my rematch with Sephiroth, Dilly Dork tells me that Sephiroth has 6 health bars and the game is only capable of rendering 4. Do you know how overpowered you have to be for the game developers to do something like that? Like, fuck it, make his health bars purple. Let them wonder why they aren't doing any damage. No one's gonna beat him anyway. I learned this from my chat when I was mid-match with Sephiroth, so I was literally caught off guard and just making Dragon Ball Z noises like, what? That's impossible. The second fight ends the exact same way as the first one did. So yep, I got blown up again and decided there's no way I was gonna run back in there to get my ass beat all over again. I was so ready to be done with Kingdom Hearts. Fuck it, let's just get the hell out of here. Whoever that is, that guy got something.
That is a mood, all right? Like, you know, I'm not the type of person that has to commit or has to beat a game 100%. I'm just not that person. I don't have that kind of drive. And if you are, more power to you. You got a drive I just do not have as a human being. Like, I got other shit going on, you know? That is one of the things where I was just like, oh, I don't need this. Like, it's just me in general. I'm going to be honest with you.
I do not want to fight him again. No kidding. Like, I know if I grinded, it would be easier, sure. But honestly, even then, the game only rendering 4 of his health bars is nuts. So I'm just guessing the whole time I'm fighting him until I finally do something. I don't even know how much I have to grind for that to not be as annoying as I see it in my head. This was not the battle that I wanted to be trapped in for 16 hours straight. You gotta pick when you crash out, all right? And that guy is not who you crash out against. I really don't think he was ever gonna get tired of whooping my ass. He was summoning the full might of the sun like 6 times in a row. That is, you don't gotta fight that guy. You don't gotta fight that guy. I got the hell out of there.
Listen, you're not making him break a sweat. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's gonna take you a minute before he gets a little bothered, all right?
Leaving all that behind, Sora, Donald, and Goofy hop in the gummy ship and make their way to the final world. Now, I'm just gonna simplify the final world for you because it's interesting. It's visually satisfying. I really liked the way the final world looked. The thing is, I swear until the absolute final fight of the game, there isn't that much story for me to go over with you. We show up and then immediately get jumped by Heartless. We make our way through a bunch of portals that effectively act as a gauntlet for Sora, Donald, and Goofy with a few breaks in between until we finally get to a real skill gauntlet where we have to fight what seriously feels like 300 Heartless back to back with no breaks or Gatorades, no nothing. Just swinging on Heartless until the game says I'm finished. They whoop my ass so bad, even with Zoe Deschanel constantly healing me, I was not safe. We fight through everything and make it to a door that takes Sora, Donald, and Goofy back to Destiny Islands where it all began. And it's there that we find Ansem, who explains that he was the cave diddler this whole time. He was grooming Riku, taking advantage of the darkness in his heart caused from living in a small town. Riku longed to see the outside world, and soon that innocent desire became corrupted enough for Ansem to steal his body. Determined to stop Ansem from reaching Kingdom Hearts and also save his friend.
He somehow transforms the body into an adult body. Don't think about it too hard, I guess.
And Riku's body from the darkness. Sora challenges Ansem, and the first phase of this incredibly long boss fight begins. The fight starts, and Ansem has a purple health bar. A purple health bar that goes down immediately after I hit him. So canonically, Sephiroth is the Sukuna or the Gojo of Kingdom Hearts. You can do whatever you want, but you better not ever run into him because he is gonna fold you up like laundry. And after fighting Sephiroth, I wasn't scared of Ansem at all. And he was acting like he couldn't fight either. He was pissing me off, sending a shadow after me while he kept his arms crossed the whole time. And I'm just gonna say,
listen, he's trying to be cool guy. He's trying to be cool guy. Like, I don't even have to hit you. I control the power of darkness, and my dark shadow guy is gonna hit you because I don't have to hit you. Bitch.
Say it. Ansem is a bitch. He's a bitch. He is a bitch. He fights like a weak little coward, hiding behind his shadow like he did not get down at all. And the shadow, he would grab me and then hold me so Ansem could attack me. And I'm not even kidding. That is the only time he ever actually did any damage to me, when he was cheating. It's not good enough to beat me though, because I'm a real gamer. I whoop his ass on the first try, and Ansem retreats further into the island. Sora follows after him, and Ansem puts up another Jujutsu Kaisen barrier to keep Donald and Goofy out. And then he summons the shadow monster that Sora fought on this island at the very beginning of the game. So you have to fight this guy.
The issue of just... This took so long, and I think you have to restart from the beginning every time you lose or whatever. Every time you get your ass beat, I feel like you have to restart from the beginning. I could be wrong. Well, no. You have to restart from, like, the beginning of, like, this part, right? But, like, if you're like, oh, maybe I need to go grind, or maybe I need to go do this thing or alter something, you have to, like, do a load, right? You have to, like, reload, which means you have to start over from, like, the beginning of all of the fights if you want to change anything. It is such a long fight. It is so freaking long, and there's so many parts to it, and it takes forever, and you cannot leave once you start. Like, this is just your life now. Like, I hope you were prepared, because if you weren't prepared, you fucked up.
All over again, and when you beat him, that's when Ansem comes back, still hiding behind his shadow, but this time he has a few new moves. There's a rush.
So this is part 3 of this fucking fight. Part 3.
Attack that he does that's really annoying, and his shadow is still grabbing you, trying to make it so that Ansem never fights you fair and square. So the Mickey twins cheat and manage to beat me, and I get sent back to before I fought the big ass shadow monster. I was so mad because in this moment I immediately understood. I know that this is not the last time I have to fight Ansem. He's probably got like another 8 phases. I know that. This is Kingdom Hearts. But this is when I knew that if I lost in any of the stages that were to come, they were gonna bring my ass right back to this beach. And that moment, I let the anger consume me, and I promised never again. I deadass had a Luffy versus Lucci moment. Until I put Ansem in the ground, my body won't touch the ground ever again. I beat the big ass shadow monster and stare down Ansem and his Mickey Mouse monster. I am locked in, feeling nothing but determination and pure rage. How dare this boss fight be so long? And the boss itself doesn't even know how to fight. This fight lasted 12 minutes, and for 12 minutes, I was a burning mass, seething with rage and spite, taunting him the entire time as he used every last cheap trick in his playbook until it wasn't enough. I beat him and didn't even celebrate. I was dead ass like Transform Frieza. Let's get...
Didn't even celebrate. Like, go next. Fucking next. You bitch ass. Tired of looking at your face.
This over with. I know you're stronger than this. Let's just go ahead. Let's have it all. Put it all on the table. With that defeat, Ansem retreats further into the darkness, and as we all get pulled in with him, he starts to give his evil villain dialogue as he heeds my request and transforms into whatever the hell this is. I don't know. Donald and Goofy get separated from me again.
What is this? This is your fucking Final Fantasy bitch ass whatever the fuck. That's what this is. Like, pick a Final Fantasy game. Okay? Like, just pick one. Pick your favorite. That. I don't know.
Immediately, and I'm left to fight this shirtless asshole by myself again. And if you thought he was fighting Sora before, oh, you just wait. Wait till he starts spawning Heartless and instant transmission lasers that follow you around the map. All the while, he holds a double-bladed keyblade and swings on me, but only when I get close enough to him. I beat Ansem up until he has to hibernate and heal from the ass whooping I was giving him. And in the meantime...
So it's like... This was 4, then he... takes a little nappy nap, and that's about 5, like version 5. I don't even know.
A portal opens up and pulls me in again. Now I'm in a dark room surrounded by Heartless, and I have to beat them all to get back out to where Ansem is and finish him off for good. A few minutes later, I make it out of the portal and find that Ansem is still asleep, and it's his shadow that I have to fight now. But now, in addition to the instant transmission lasers, Ansem has now summoned a bunch of sex toys that shoot out heat-seeking missiles.
Bunch of bad dragon add-ons to him. Just, you know.
So I figure out how to take advantage of the game's poor level design and hide behind the cliff that all the bad dragon toys are seated on to cheese them, and then I finally move in to beat up Ansem. Ansem sees this and panics. He opens a portal to get me the hell away from him. I go into this portal, and that's when I see Goofy fighting his heart out in a dark-ass room. Goofy's like, Sora! I was like, Goofy, oh my god, I'm so happy to see you.
So long. It's such a long fight.
Well, me and Goofy fight back-to-back in this dark-ass room, and
like a long fight with no breaks. It is a long fight with no breaks.
The room is incredibly dark. Like, we can't see anything. We're just swinging our weapons around and hoping for the best. We eventually beat all the Heartless that have us surrounded, and then another portal opens up, and me and Goofy are brought right back in front of Ansem. Jesus, Sora, what's that? I don't know, Goofy. I don't know. Look, we're not gonna understand what's happening anymore, okay? We just gotta accept that. Are those muffin diddlers shooting lasers at us?
Muffin diddlers. Why muffin? They're the mini bad dragons.
Just throw that shield, Captain America. Just throw that shield. Me and Goofy also find out that the monster Ansem transformed into has a face at the front of it, so it looks like a giant, evil, heartless fish that shoots lasers at us. All of this is for a
heartless fish. Evil peen. You know, whatever, I guess.
A door, by the way. Me and Goofy beat up the giant fish and the muffin diddlers, and that's when another portal opens up. Me and Goofy fly into this portal and find Donald frantically shooting his gun into
the hole?
The darkness. So me and Goofy duck to avoid getting shot. Like, Donald, it's us, chill out. So now that all of us are reunited, I don't waste any time. I summon Zoe Deschanel immediately. We all fight back to back again and save Donald from the Heartless he was fighting against, and another portal opens up to take us back to where Ansem is. I send Donald and Goofy to take care of the rest of the muffin diddlers while I attack the last weak spot on this pile of
I'm never not gonna find muffin diddlers funny. Oh my god.
monster flesh that's shielding Ansem. Ansem finally emerges fully healed and
immediately target his nipple.
Charged, and his strategy is the exact same, just with more lasers. It is frustrating how scary he is. Me, Donald, Goofy, and Zoe Deschanel jump Ansem and unleash the fury that has been building during this entire adventure.
So
all four
fucking
of us
annoying.
had tunnel vision. We wanted Ansem dead. We wanted this game beaten. We wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 2, and this bastard was the last thing standing in our way. The lasers were on our ass, but with Zoe Deschanel, it didn't matter. I gladly took that punishment just to beat up on Ansem. We beat him out of that purple health bar and then brought him all the way down to green, and then we finally put him down for good. This is when Ansem starts to laugh and do another evil villain monologue. He tells us that it is futile. The Keyblade alone can't seal the door to Kingdom Hearts, nor can it seal the door to darkness. Any second now, that door will open and plunge the world into darkness. And Sora's just like, nah, man, that's not true. The only thing that I know for sure is that no matter what a person goes through, deep down, there's always going to be a light that never goes out. The door opens and shines on Ansem, who is horrified. He's like, but but why? And I was like, because this is Disney, you stupid idiot. The light shines on Ansem and he just...
Disney, you stupid idiot. This is the guy that I am convinced has watched maybe 2 Disney movies in his life. I'm sorry, I don't believe you've watched a lot of Disney movies. Or you're just rage baiting me. One or the other. I don't know. But... but it is kind of like, no, I've decided it's the Kingdom Hearts is light, and it's just like, what? It's just another one of those things of like, I've just decided to believe in this, and therefore it is true. Like, it just, what?
Disappears. Getting vaporized with the power of love is crazy. Sora, Donald, and Goofy rush to close the door to darkness, but it won't move. And that is when Riku appears on the other side. His soul was trapped in the realm of darkness ever since Ansem took over his body. As they all try to close the door, this is when Mickey Mouse makes his first and only appearance in this game. He is in the realm of darkness with Riku, and Mickey pulls out his own Keyblade, which looks wicked cool, dude. It's gold. I was like, wait a minute, hold up, where have you been this entire time? But Mickey uses his golden Keyblade, and Sora uses his, and they are able to finally close the door to dark.
Question, why can't they step out and close the door from the other side? Why Riku got a pull? Like, like, I'm just asking. Like, I'm sure, I think they said something about it, but like, still.
Darkness. With the door closed, everyone who's in a world that they aren't supposed to be in seemingly returns back to their home worlds. And this is when Sora sees Kairi in the distance and rushes to her before she's taken back to Destiny Islands.
Come back to you.
It needed to be locked from both sides. Okay, I'm not saying fucking King Mickey can't be on the inside. I'm just asking why Riku gotta be on the inside. Because obviously he can stick his hand through the door because he stuck his hand through the door and grasped it from the other side. Why can't he just like shimmy his little self out and pull the door closed, and then Mickey can help lock it from inside? Because Mickey is, we assume, an adult in this universe. Just saying. I'm just saying.
I promise.
I mean, I know they kind of gave an answer, like, in the game. I'm just really just being kind of, like, a butt about it. Then there wouldn't be a story. I mean, yeah, that's kind of... We're setting up sequels. That's the kind of answer. Like,
Simple and Clean starts to play and the game is officially over. Credits roll and we get a nice ending montage of everything we've been through up until now. And after the credits, we get this gem of a closing cutscene where Sora, Donald, and Goofy are walking on this long road discussing their next plans going forward. And they state that they can't go home until they find the king and Riku. This is when Pluto comes out of literally nowhere, actually. Like, we haven't seen Pluto since Traverse Town, and he's here now at the end of the game holding a letter that looks like it was written by the king. Pluto starts running off and Sora, Donald, and Goofy smile at each other before chasing after him. By the way, Pluto, I meant to ask you back in Traverse Town, but if you're a dog and Goofy's a dog, then why are you... Don't worry about it, Sora. That's too much politics to get into. Trust me, you don't want to hear about it. I mean, I might. It could be interesting. Like, are there more dogs like Pluto or more dogs like you, Goofy? Doesn't matter. Just chase the dog, Sora. Our next adventure awaits. Boy, I sure hope the combat in the next game isn't a card system. That would be really annoying. And with that...
the card system was fine. It was the fact that you had to basically replay everything that you just played. Like, I played the Game Boy Advance version of Chain of Memories and enjoyed it at the time because, again, I bought these games as they came out. All right, so I bought Kingdom Hearts 1, I bought Chain of Memories, I bought Kingdom Hearts 2, I bought 358 over 2 days, and then I stopped buying the games because they kept coming out on different consoles, and I got pissed off because in 2007, they did a release trailer for what was supposed to be Kingdom Hearts 3. 2007, guys. Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't come out until 2019. What they used in Kingdom Hearts 3, the trailer they announced in 2007, I think they then used that stuff to make Birth by Sleep. I'm not entirely sure. I got burnt out and pissed off because they were coming out. It wasn't even like the same system, or company. Okay, it was like PlayStation 2, Game Boy Advance. I don't remember if Kingdom Hearts 2 was PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3, but then it was cool, DS. PSP, I think PS Vita. Then there was one that was for the 3DS. There was a phone game thrown in there somewhere. Like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, what? So we're spanning Nintendo and Sony. And like, that's fine. Pick one. Pick one. Okay? And it's not even just like, are we spanning the two companies? We're releasing a new game per console that they release. What do you mean? Like, what? Jesus. But yeah, so I played it on the Game Boy Advance. They then took the Game Boy Advance, they ported it and added more shit into it for the PlayStation 2 version of Chain of Memories. And like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I suffered trying to play that game. I was like, I don't like Chain of Memories, whatever it is. The port, I didn't like it. I was like, I literally just played one. Why am I having to replay one, but kind of not really? Like, this maybe just be me personally. It's just me personally. You guys can disagree with me. That's totally 100% fine, okay? I feel like I'm traumatized by the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's sending me, okay? So I'm just kind of like, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 was on PlayStation 2. Okay. I really feel like when they ported Chain of Memories, they added more stuff to it because there were definitely things in Chain of whatever, the port, like the PlayStation 2 version. There was stuff I do not remember experiencing in the Game Boy Advance version because, again, it was a Game Boy Advance. It was very much more limited. I went and bought a Game Boy Advance to play Chain of Memories, okay? I bought that to play this game. And they added more stuff to it, and it didn't make a better gaming experience for me personally. But I also, again, was playing the story thus far, which means I went directly from Kingdom Hearts 1 to Chain of Memories. There was not really a time frame between them. There was like a week's amount of time between them, or like a few weeks. But like I went directly from 1 to Chain of Memories. And I did not enjoy it because I was like, I literally just played these games. Like, I just played one, and you're making me kind of like semi-replay one almost. Like, why are you doing this to me? At least with the Game Boy Advance one, there was like, it had been a minute since I played Kingdom Hearts 1 because it didn't come out immediately, right? Like, it took some time. We had announcements for Kingdom Hearts 2, but they're like, in the meantime, here's Chain of Memories. And there was still like an amount of time between the games. I just swear to God. Okay.
My journey through Kingdom Hearts 1 is finally over, and I am ready to put this entire game behind me forever, honestly.
I also do like this art. They have I like the sketchy, like watercolory art that they have for Kingdom Hearts. I do like that.
I don't know if there's ever a reason for me to ever play this game again, especially since the sequel to this game is just one of the best games of all time. My main motivation for getting through this was getting to play Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, my closing thoughts for real is I definitely am glad that I did this. The amount
of people that I have seen play Kingdom Hearts 2 and then be like, yeah, this is this is way better, way better, way better. I'm like, I need to give it another chance. Give it another chance. But I know that is such a time sink. That is going to take me so long. Fucking play.
Main reason for starting this adventure and playing through all of these games was that I was in a little bit of a bad place. I was feeling a little bit down in the dumps, and I was counting on Kingdom Hearts to pull me out of it. And as aggravating as everything was within the clunky mess that was Kingdom Hearts 1, it still did exactly what I wanted it to do. And so
I did not have that experience. I'm gonna be honest. I was having some like mental health issues, and Kingdom Hearts made it worse. I'm not gonna lie to you. Kingdom Hearts 1 did not make it worse. Chain of Memories and the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2 made it worse. I have a lot of feelings about Kingdom Hearts 2. I will get to it at the end. And like, people are gonna be mad at me because everyone like Kingdom Hearts 2 is beloved. I understand that it's beloved. I do have some issues with it.
If you need a pick-me-up with anything going on in your life or the world at large, I strongly consider revisiting a game that could do that for you. And if it is Kingdom Hearts, I don't know that I would recommend you do what I'm doing and hit the gauntlet of Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, but definitely visit your favorite one from the series if you're not up to completing all 3, because I certainly think that the nostalgic, heartwarming, and endearing emotions communicated through this chaotic, confusing story that, to be honest, will never make sense. Let's just give up on that. It's never going to make sense. Doesn't have to, though, because all of the feelings that you get from it, the story that it gives you, is well worth it, in my opinion. But yeah, other than that, I admittedly am gonna put this game behind me. I don't know that there's a reason for me to ever play Kingdom Hearts 1 ever again. And we are getting straight into Kingdom Hearts 2 the second I'm done editing this video. I'm gonna make a post and we're gonna jump into that. So consider checking out the Twitch if you want to be a part of that adventure, because I honestly, I can't wait. This took a lot of time to just record, so.
Yeah, those VODs are gone. That was pre-VTuber me, so those VODs aren't here anymore. Those were back in, well, like 2019.
I have no idea how long it's going to take me to edit, but as soon as it's done, it'll be on the channel, and then we can get started with Kingdom Hearts 2. Before I go, I just want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons over on Patreon. If it wasn't for them, this video wouldn't have happened, and I'm just so thankful that they voted for Kingdom Hearts. Seriously, you guys are the best. So to all of my patrons, to all of my Twitch supporters, and to all of you on YouTube watching the video, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.
He is the new. Why? Stop it! I don't even. What is this video? Oh, it's Josh Johnson. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, what is this? What does it keep playing? My feelings about Kingdom Hearts 2. I understand it was very beloved. When I went from Kingdom Hearts 1. I tried to play Chain of Memories. I got like super just. I was dealing with like a lot of anxiety and depression at the time. I was like, I am not having fun. This is just making me down. So like I stopped playing it. I took a break from Kingdom Hearts for a little while, and then I went and started playing 2. My issues with Kingdom Hearts 2, I mentioned the sound design earlier. Some of the sound designs are choices to me that are not the best. One of those choices, and I like, it's entirely possible it's just a product of its time kind of thing. I mentioned like in the Gumi Ship, some of the things like the sounds that are happening and the music and all of the sound design that is happening within the Gumi Ship things don't really match what is happening in the scene to me. That's me personally. There's also a lot of places that are just like kind of weirdly quiet, and that's not just Gumi Ship, just in general. Like there are scenes that are just very quiet. Like there's no sound really happening. Like not really. It's just eerily quiet. And the maps, I guess, are bigger, but there's not really more stuff filling them. So it just feels kind of very empty to me. Like they added a bunch of different, like, I guess, meter kind of things. Like I remember in Mulan's world, it's like you have to keep up her, like, wasn't vitality. You have to just basically keep up her, like, how she feels better. So I don't remember what it is. But you kill the things and you pick up these orbs and you have to keep that orb meter charged or whatever. And like, okay, there's different gameplay style kind of things that are, to be fair, I didn't get to the point where like there was like a bunch of different, because I think you get like 4 different forms, 4 or 5 different forms in the game, right? I didn't really get to that part. But like, it just felt so, like the levels felt so empty. The worlds felt so empty. To get from point A to point B in Kingdom Hearts 1, it was relatively short, right? Like, yeah, you can get kind of lost. It wasn't super linear a lot of times. Like there were like big circles. You could get turned around. It feels like in 2, it is more linear and just long. And so you can't really get lost, but you're just running forever in like kind of just this empty space. And then occasionally you would get Heartless like pop up. So you're fighting Heartless, but then you're still just kind of running forever, and it felt really empty. Like that's how I felt. Yeah, it was like morale, stuff like that. And like, that's just, it was like frustrating to me. So I was like, why are the maps so long or so large if they're not going to put stuff in them? I felt like there wasn't really a need for that personally. I know people really like it. I feel like I need to replay it, to be entirely honest. Like, I feel like I should try to play it when I'm in kind of like a better like mental state sometimes. And I'm like, okay, it's also been a minute. It's like been a minute, right? Like, it's been a few years. Like, maybe I can, like, I'm re-energized, maybe do it. But at the same time, I also know that there's like, you have to go back to the world. Like, you don't go to a world and then finish it and then move on. You like go to a world and there's like 2 or 3 chapters, quote unquote, within that world. So you go like, okay, I beat the first chapter, but now I don't have something that I need to continue on to the second chapter. So I have to now go to this other world, and there's backtracking. Like, you have to go back to a world like 2 or 3 times. And for whatever reason, I don't like that. Like, I want to complete the world and then move on. Like, you know, that is just me personally. That is 100% just me personally. And I know some people are going to disagree with me, and that is totally fine. That is totally A-okay. You can disagree with me. It's fine. We all have our own opinions about things. But like, I do like structure, but like, I didn't like that. And then like, it's also, I know for a fact I beat Kingdom Hearts 2 when it came out. I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything about Kingdom Hearts 2 for whatever reason, other than the very, 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 very long part with Roxas at the beginning. Like, I don't understand why that was so long, but sure, I guess. Just, oh my God. But like, I mean, I just like, part of it for me is I have a lot of stuff going on. Like, you might not believe this. I am actually kind of a busy person, not gonna lie. So there are times, like, I play like once a week. I would be playing Kingdom Hearts once a week, right? So I'd be playing it for like months, because I'm only playing for once a week until I get burnt out playing it. And then I'm like, okay, see you guys next week for more Kingdom Hearts, because on Wednesdays and Thursdays I do like reaction content, and then on Sundays I'm doing something with other friends. So like, I'm only playing this game once a week unless I do like added streams of it, which means it's going to take forever. And like, also I forget things because I'm like, cool, I'm putting this game down. I'm going to go live my life. I'm going to go do my work. I'm going to go do meetings. I'm going to go, do my react content. I'm going to go do all these other things. And then I come back and I'm like, I don't remember what I was doing. I don't remember what my goals were. Like, I guess I have to go back to this world. Like, that's part of my issue with playing games. Anyway, I might give Kingdom Hearts 2 another chance soon. Maybe.